Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your Washington Commanders update, and I am back again, your host, Candi CWall with Wole.
Hey, what's going
I
on,
told
folks?
y'all this was going to happen this time. If you watched last week, we gave you the heads up. And Wole had a longer lead time. I gave him a longer lead time. He was able
Yeah,
to put all that out there throughout the day while I was traveling. I was like,
mhm.
well, hey, just do what you got to do.
Yeah, she did.
we
I
gonna
was like,
go.
all right, cool, then I can do it. All right.
We will definitely get into some of the housekeeping items. You all, this is a live Bowie television recording. Everything we say and do here will be on Bowie TV. If you are in Prince George's County, Maryland, you can find Bowie TV on Comcast channels 190 and 1097. If you're catching us online, you're on the Bowie TV YouTube, or you're through Urban Sports Scene, and Wole got you wrapped in. All the places, all
All
the
the
places.
places.
I see that folks are already joining in and asking questions or saying something to me about the question that
Yeah.
I had
You get your
of Coach
flowers, right?
Quinn.
We got your flowers,
Um,
though. Your
and I
flowers.
appreciate it, y'all. We could get into a little bit more of the transparency aspect of that in a moment, because it's difficult to ask. It's not difficult to ask tough questions, but when you have relationships with people, it is difficult.
Yes, yeah.
And so, because we all want to see the same thing, literally. At
Mm-hmm.
this point, it's almost like every single stakeholder group is bought in. And so it's like everybody wants to see everyone do well.
Facts.
So it was a tough watch. Um, but hey, we're here. We're gonna go ahead and get started and jump right on in, because as you all, those of you all who have been on the show before, I go
Mm-hmm.
through clips and questions. Well, Lay has sent me some great questions.
Mm-hmm.
A Commanders fan, Lamar Bland, has sent me some great questions. So I'm going to get to as many as I can of their questions. Some of their questions are probably you all's questions as well, and then we're going to get into some of these clips.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Paul, we tried to be as much as possible. Well, Lay won't come back to the press box. T40, but hey, listen, everybody has their position and role in life. So
Exactly.
everybody gets to vote where they're most effective. So, you know, it's all good. If you all are watching on Facebook, make sure love, all that.
Mhm.
Hit all the wherever you're watching from, hit the thumbs up, make sure you're subscribed. We do super chats and super thanks and all that good stuff too.
Mhm.
So let's go on and get on into this live discussion. What's your one word, y'all? We like to play this game, and some weeks it's better playing this game than others. What's your one word to describe how you felt after the Washington Commanders went down to the Dallas Cowboys in Arlington, Texas, 44-22? Go ahead and drop in the chat how you
Um,
all were feeling, and we will try to acknowledge those one words. Well, Lay, what was your one word?
Mine, well, Cam has defeated like that.
Mhm.
Paul has Hollywood. For me, nasty. Nasty. just just nasty.
Oh man, I see what you said. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think at what point. It was definitely at a point. Everybody got words like cooked, disgusted,
Yeah,
frustrated.
fired, dejected.
Yeah. Cook this up here. Yeah, it wasn't good. I probably held on to like
Mhm,
around halftime or maybe a little bit after.
mhm,
Maybe, because I don't know what I was doing. Lake and I were supposed to go get some food in
mhm.
Jerrysboro in the press box. And as soon as I don't even know what happened. It was before the Marcus Mariota pick six. I would tell you
Before the
that.
pick six, yeah.
Before the pick six, I kind of got up and took a walk in
Mhm.
the press box. Walk
Got to-
around the press box, and as I was standing up, like watching the game, when the pick six happened, and then I just kind of checked out a little bit. Like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
we
Something
got to
like
deal with this, and unfortunately, there was that it was a chance that we were going to have to deal with this. I mean, that was something we talked about on the pregame show, all Burgundy and Gold, everything.
Yeah.
I'm going with Wole and George and Glenn an hour before game time. And I said it. I said, this could be a bad day. I said, the stage is set here. It is homecoming weekend for the Dallas Cowboys. There were a ton of Dallas Cowboys legends in the building that anybody would have been starstruck over, right? So the stage was set, the vibe was set, and I was like, they need a win bad in this building. Why not do it in front of their legends?
Yeah.
And so it was prepped and primed for them to show, improve, or look like they weren't as bad as the numbers were saying that they were, at least on defense. We talked about how well Dak Prescott has been playing this season. Yesterday was no different. And it was, one of those things where it made the Dallas Cowboys defense look alive.
Yeah.
Like, and that was one of the things we talked about on pregame too. This could easily be a get right game for the Dallas Cowboys defense, or at least appear to be. We knew that the Dallas Cowboys offense would be dangerous. We knew it could be a bad day. I said it's one of the things that we're going to see. We're going to see Marshawn Lattimore and George Pickens match up, but I was very direct and blunt, and for good reason, of saying that is not a matchup I want to see. We're going to see it, but I wish somebody would do something so we wouldn't have to see it, like do something different. But we knew there wasn't going to be anything done different. And so, and that was kind of a shady shot, but I just but you just knew that wasn't going to be the case. And it's just, I get what everybody is saying, but we have to want to play some clips of what the coaches are saying, because much of what it gets addressed, and we did this last week, so I hope you all enjoyed the exercise of listening to the clips, watching the clips, going through that, and then getting into based on what we saw. Well, they see. Do you have anything to add? Because I feel like we got to jump into clips now. We're not going to jump into that clip or anything like that. We're going to jump. We have that clip.
Yeah.
I
think you should start with that. Well, don't you want to start with that clip? I mean, that's what the people. Do you want to?
Okay, so the people want my clip first.
Yeah, they look. They want to. They look. You can't hold on when people.
Okay, so I'll play. Yeah. We got to move around a little bit. On this one. Which is fine, which is cool. We kind of have some. I'm trying to think. Okay, we got it. I'm gonna play my clip first, and then we'll work backwards. Matter of fact, we can play my clip as well as 2 clips from Marcus Mariota in his press conference, and then we'll work backwards from that. Right? Really be using our clues and getting to the receipt. So let's go ahead and start there.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach, were there any moments today where you kind of said, I'm going to call plays, or I'm going to make a decision on what's next or what we do next? Does that happen?
No, I'm on the headsets on all phases and talking through ideas and discussions, game management, all of it. So I'm pretty talkative all the way throughout. Offensively, when we would go, when we wouldn't on some of the 4th downs, defensively, 3rd downs and some of the ideas to go. But like I said, when performances are like that, you dig in and you find answers, and that's what I intend on doing.
So yes, I asked that question. I mean, I have a list of questions. I've shared this with you all before. I have a list of questions. I go through, okay, what makes sense? I have to go through, okay, what are some of my colleagues already asked? What's something I need to know right now versus, what's going to help me do my job well? Because at the end of the day, that's what I got to do. And I already knew going into this game, and it's something, if you know Donna Hopkins, you can tag her because of our trap. So the theory is over. The superstition theory is
over.
Done.
It's
done. Because that was last season. It was whenever we had a rough travel day, the Commanders would win, and we would make a joke like, we're going through all this, the Commanders must go win. We just gonna win, and that didn't even happen. And so I knew, and I shared this. I said, listen, if this doesn't go well, we gotta do our job. We gotta do this.
I do have a question. I do have a question for you though. And it's about like what, obviously, like that's the, I've been in those rooms. I know people don't want to ask that type of question, obviously. So what came through? What went through your thought process before asking that question? Because again, a lot of times, especially which I feel like this environment is different from the prior regime, because a lot of folks, they adore the coaching staff. They adore everybody there because they're really good people. For what everybody's told me the same thing. So I'm only gonna, the people that I trust, they say the same thing. So what went through your mind before, like, kind of going about that question?
It was a risk. I mean, it was a risk. I absolutely adore everybody in there. I wouldn't, gas y'all. And you have to. It's sometimes it's not about asking a question, it's about how you ask the question.
True, very true.
And it wasn't about, are you going to take over play calling? But it was like legit being very literal. Was there a moment where you did or you considered it, right? Because he was so hurt.
Yeah.
Like I felt. I mean, you know me, I'm an energy person. I felt his energy anyway, but even in the press conference, there was moments where he had to take a deep breath before he answered something, or he had to really think about something. He is very disappointed because this is not it. Like this is just not it. And it's swarming, right? I've asked questions about collaborative decision making, right? I think we talked about that last week about, I asked for an example of what collaborative decision making looks like on game day, right? Certain players' performance on game day, what they bring on the field on game day. Because now it's like, really wanting to understand the game day process, processing, and he answered it. I appreciated his answer.
He did.
He answered, he's on the headset, he's talking. I just asked the question because it was, did you? Because it's like, what fire left? Not fire as in fire someone. When I mean fire, I mean the house is on fire. Like somebody go get the extinguisher.
Of course,
how when you got to say, all right, and I see this, and now I'm making this decision, do this. But you also understand you don't want to be reactive.
Exactly.
It's a tough balance. I mean, a head coach of any team, a coach of any team, well, I've had this conversation many times about coaching and coach, but I had to make a choice. I had to make a risk. What do I really need to know in order for me to do my job well, to really understand the state of affairs right now?
No, you did a great job. I was just like, I said, like, I envisioned like going through it for me. I would go through my mind, like, how would I ask this question? Because, on our post game and, anytime we're in, like, I do some of these shows or whatever, is Dan Quinn calling plays or on the defensive side has always been a topic of discussion. And for you to come out there and say, all right, ask that question. Because a lot of, I'm sure you get tweets and whatnot. You got a lot of folks who admire you and admire the work you've done over the last couple of years. So they appreciate your questions. You know what I'm saying? For you to come out there and ask those questions, ask that particular question. To me, that's more of the heartbeat of what folks want to hear right now about. Like, it's the defense. The defense is so concerning. It's not fair. I'm not saying it's fair. I mean, no one's in those rooms, devising a play or having in those conversations of with coach and player about what's going wrong with the defense. So we don't know 110% of what's truly wrong and who's at fault for some of these things. I'm just talking about in terms of the coaches and players' opinions. But as fans, we all want answers. So like when somebody's out there getting pretty much the heart of the fan base, and the questions of the fan base, but also doing it in a tactful way, that's a good approach. That's a good craft, and you kind of handled it you did a good job asking that question.
I appreciate that, Wole. No, thank you. I try to do my best. I mean, and if I got to ask a tough question, I have that much respect for Coach Quinn, and I believe likewise where I want to give him my best, even though if that's a tough moment, because I believe that's what he would do for me, and I believe that's what he does for everybody around him. Everything ain't gonna be roses and rainbows, and yesterday not roses and rainbows. It was bad. And it wasn't even a shot at thinking someone shouldn't be there anymore. It's just, how do you work? One thing that I kept saying yesterday was the honeymoon is over.
Yeah.
The honeymoon is over.
Yeah.
And when the honeymoon is over, I would imagine you don't just go get divorced. Right? You don't just leave or just get out. Maybe some people do, but like you gotta, honeymoon is over now, everybody. And now you got to figure this out. And one of the things that Coach Quinn kept saying in his presser as well was he got 8 days to figure it out. So it's woo. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, make sure you saw
I didn't get any questions in today because they had so many meetings, and rightfully so. I'm fine with not getting a question in. Don't do that. But I definitely had some more questions, but we can get into a couple of the clips from Marcus Mariota's presser as well, and then we're just gonna roll on through some of these because it was a lot. And then when you see things happening in real time or unraveling in real time, all right, let's get into this first Marcus Mariota clip.
Marcus, what happened on the pick six? Trying to make a play. I mean, you come into the game and, just with where it was, and probably could have thrown it away, at that point in time. But I thought I saw J-Mac open in the flat. Got hit as I threw and just didn't get all the way over there, and guy made a play on it. So I think for me personally, like when you come into the game at that point in time, like that's kind of just the part of doing business. Like you're just gonna try to make a play and give a spark, and unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to.
I felt bad for Marcus because I knew that's exactly what he was doing. I said, Marcus is trying to make a play. I mean, you're out there, you're on the field. The sun came through like right at that time. And I was standing by myself because I had to walk around. Remember I said a moment ago, I had to go walk around. And I'm standing up now on the top of these stairs in the press box, just looking. And I knew exactly what it's like. Oh, Marcus, you trying to save him.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to.
Not open. And go ahead.
I was gonna say like that play doesn't really like as an individual. I mean, watching that game, it was already over. So I didn't really like. It was what it was to me. Like now they had some momentum because they scored, and then Mariota, they were driving the length of the football. They were driving, and that he has the pick six. But it was almost like the Bears game. How once you get to a certain point, you're like you don't deserve to win. So it wasn't like, to me, the game was already out of hand, and I looked at it like you looked at it. I wasn't mad at Marcus Mariota. I was like, he was trying to make a play. I know it was happening. Like he avoided pressure, and just for him to avoid pressure was a feat right there. And then, obviously you would like him to throw the ball away, but I was like, man, bro, I know what you're trying to do. This game is over. Like you're trying to make a play. You're trying to spark something, and it didn't happen. It didn't work your way. I'm not putting none of that on Mariota at all. Like I mean, none of that. I don't think he should feel horrible about that play because the rest of the team should feel horrible about their play. He just came in for a short little section of the time, but he shouldn't be worried about anything. Like the rest of this whole team other than Mariota, should be worried about their play. I'm talking about the defense, offense, coaching. Everybody else should be worried about what they put out there on Sunday.
I want to see this one real quick.
Yeah, sure.
That's all. Like it's a commercial break, and then we're gonna get back and see the game. I did post Jayden's mom's.
Yeah,
I did post it about manifesting RG3 on JD5, and I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know why that's happening.
These are like wishing that he get like
they're saying that he's injured or saying he's well. There was a question that came through tonight on the live that was asking me, did I think it was a bust like RG3, and absolutely not.
Oh, are they calling him? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like absolutely not, or even just injury. Like no.
I feel bad. Like what thing, but I will say this though, because
happening. We should. I don't even know why that's being brought up. Like this. That's like
And I feel bad.
I'm decades removed, like a decade and some change removed from that. So I really want to encourage fans to let that go.
Yeah. Did you see RG3's response to that?
I think I did see something about
I feel I'm not. Yeah, I haven't.
Getting thrown on. He just getting all these shots.
Yeah, he getting strays. Like, cause that's like a stray too. Like, so it's kind of like, so it's like it's wild, right? Because you're right. Like, she's right. She's right. So I'm gonna put that out there. Like Mike said, she's right. But also, and I'm saying this as an individual that RG3 has definitely gotten on my nerves over the last couple of years, to be real with you. But his response, I kind of understand his response back. Like he gave her like he didn't. It wasn't rude. His response wasn't rude. It was actually a nice response. But it's like he said like, basically you can tell he felt a certain way about it, like the way he responded. Like because it was like I support your son in DC, and he said it's hard to be the quarterback in DC and whatever. Yeah. It's hard. He said that like it's hard to be. So he said I've supported your. So basically, when you're saying I've supported your son through his time so far in Washington, you make it seem that gives me the inkling like, oh, he felt a certain way about her, like it like him being compared to Griffin was more of like a derogatory thing. Like he took it like that shouldn't be derogatory. You know what I'm saying? So basically he's catching strays and he's like, I think he preferred like he preferred her not to mention his name in it like that, because I think he felt a certain way about it. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I mean, but I think it's just the conversation. It's like it should not be a thing. It should stop.
Yeah,
like for real. Like it should stop because now it should just stop. And I understand the post Dan Snyder era, this sort of people say, it's like stop. He's somewhere trying to get his boat fixed. You know what I mean? He let that man get his boat fixed and let everybody do what they need to do over here to be successful, right? It's like now this is getting out of hand. Is there an issue here? Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely an issue here. But as professionals, it's like, come on, man. This is not even at this point. It's like it's not even cool for RG3. It's not cool for Jayden. It's not cool for anybody. Like just let that go, and let folks be able to move on in peace. And it's not cool, and it should stop.
It's not cool. I agree.
It's not cool, and it should stop. And then we can move on to the rest of this. Because did I even play Marcus's other clip? I did not. Let me play Marcus.
Please.
Marcus' second clip.
Obviously, you have to come in that situation, but when the receivers are kind of in and out and all that, how hard is it for quarterback and offense to find a rhythm when you're playing with new guys and your stars are out and maybe guys you haven't worked with much?
At the end of the day, we're all professional football players, and given the opportunity, we got to make some plays. So we didn't execute the way that we wanted to, especially in some of these critical situations. But I thought we did move the ball for the most part. But at the end of the day, when you're not executing and this game is tight with the margins, it's tough, and we just didn't do enough.
Nope, you didn't, and so it made sense.
Nope, you didn't.
What you gonna do? What you gonna say?
I like that. Nope, you didn't.
And I appreciate I had gone during right after Coach Quinn's press conference. I went back to the locker room, and so I was not in there for Marcus's presser. But I know you had some questions about, some things about the locker room. We'll get to those.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What I think where I want to go. Let me see if there's any questions. Are there any questions for me? If not, then we can go ahead and get into some of the. I asked Coach Quinn last week on Friday, but you know what? Before I even got to Coach Quinn, I think I want to go to. Let's talk about Monday Night Football, and then move into Dallas Cowboys because that's how Coach Witt opens his press conferences.
Okay.
Right, where he talks about the last game, he goes on to the next game. So I'm going to play that clip. You all, that clip is about 2.5 minutes long.
Okay, Candi, real quick, Mike had a question for you. I don't know if you want to.
Okay, yeah, I asked.
All right, this is it. He says, Candi, if the defense continues at this trajectory, do you believe Quinn will have to let Witt go?
I don't know how to answer. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how to answer that question right now. Because I'm going to go back to, the honeymoon phase is over. So do you get divorced?
Yeah.
Maybe some people do. We'll have to see what Coach Quinn does, but this is something that needs to be worked through. Because, yes, Coach Quinn opened up his after-game press conference with he does not want to put this on injuries. He does not want to put this on injuries. And I hear him. I hear him for sure. End of sentence. I would be a little off myself, I get, because you want to feel like your depth and all that can absolutely do what needs to be done to still play the identity and the play style, right? I think I may have made a comment somewhere, I'm not even sure now, where I said it doesn't have to be. I'm not saying they should have won.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, they should be undefeated by now. Because we talked about this pregame.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things. I'm like, hey, the stage is set, y'all. Yeah. They in Jerry's world. This is Jerry's world. And it is Cowboys weekend. And it's a lot of Cowboys legends in the building. This is actually pretty dope. This is actually pretty cool. So it's like you cannot go into this situation thinking you're going to get calls. You're not. Some things are not going to be right. It's not going to go your way. So the last thing you need to do is beat yourself. The Commanders beat themselves in many instances. They just did. Now, the injuries, here's the reality. And I don't know if you all have already seen it. Dorrance Armstrong is now out for the season. Oh, whoo, right? There's no consistent pass rush because there's just not. Dietrich Wise, out. Javonte Jean-Baptiste, out. Dorrance Armstrong played 4 snaps yesterday, out. Now done for the season. There is not a consistent pass rush. Okay, and they haven't had one since week 2 early in the game against Green Bay. So it's not going to be but the consistency of it, right? So that's from a defense perspective. We already know offense, you down 1, 2, 3 receivers. Your 4th and 5th receiver is now like your 1 and 2.
Yeah. I'm with everything.
And all of this impacts, and we're going to get into a bit of this as well. Time on task, you all, is a real thing. This is why back during the summer when Cliff Kingsbury showed frustration with Terry McLaurin not being present and was talking about the time on task, that's difficult. And this offense has not had one practice of all being together healthy with their starters. Not one. Not one, guys. None. So that's just that. So it's it matters.
Yeah.
Now that doesn't mean, right? Now that doesn't mean you can't utilize your healthy players in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
But to expect the same result as you would with your 1, your 2, and your 3, kind of hard to do that.
Agreed.
It's kind of hard to do that, you guys.
Mm.
Kind of
You
hard.
said you got
So,
a clear. You got a clear.
I got so many good. Now this one, yes. So we're
The
gonna
question
start.
there.
With, there's another question.
Yeah, from Ellison. It says, "Is there any internal strife at all during this time?"
I don't know. I mean, I didn't get to ask the question today because they ran out of time, which was fine with me. Because hey, if Coach Quinn got to go to a meeting, go whatever meetings you need to go to, Coach. Kansas City Chiefs Monday night. Whatever I got to ask can wait because that's got to get done. All right, done, please.
I think you should go to clips now. I'm
gonna go to clips. I see there's some other questions, but we will get to those. Yeah, if you keep starring them, that'd be fantastic.
I'm starting them right now. I'm starting about y'all.
Right, perfect. And so if you ask the question, Wole gonna make sure he tracking those because we're gonna probably have a lot to talk about, and we're gonna make sure we answer them. So then you gotta stay. You gotta stay on the line with us because I'm gonna do my best. And then Wole sent me some questions, like I said, so I'm gonna get to everything. This Joe Wick clip is about 2.5 minutes long. So you're watching Bowie TV, or is a live Bowie television recording in collaboration with the Urban Sports Scene. Which one is it? Urban Sports Scene or Burgundy?
You're right. Urban Sports Scene. You're right.
Urban Sports Scene. That's what I'm Everything Wole. So if you follow him, you if you like his content, we're collaborating.
That's a good way of looking at it too. Right now.
So 2.5 minute clip. While you all are watching and listening to this clip, get your notebook, use your clues, all the things, and air all your grievances, because I know that's who y'all were looking for. That's who y'all looking for. So let me play this clip now.
All right, so we'll get started with the last game first, and then we'll move to Dallas. A couple of things, we didn't get any turnovers and they got 3. We had 3 opportunities. I mean, real opportunities on defense and 1 on special teams, so that makes 4. We dropped 2, and then the ball went up and we didn't get it. So what do we have to do as coaches? I mean, we got to put them in and expose them. We're doing different drills this week, exposing them to different ball drills to make sure that we come down with those balls. Sudden change, we talked about it the last 2 wins that we had. When we got in sudden change, the offense turned the ball over. We didn't allow points, okay? This game, we allowed 13 points. All right, so that's not good enough. We went into this game, number 1 versus the screen, and they hit some screens on us for a number of yards, which was, new to us this year. And then the running back run game, they ran the ball for the first time, with the running back. They got significant yards. In our missed tackles, I think we're at 12%. That puts us at 17th in the league. If you're at 11%, that puts you in top 10. So 1% better in our missed tackles will get us where we want to be if you look at it from a ratio. If you just look at the raw number, which is, I don't think, a fair way of looking at it, because of you take the tackles versus the missed tackles, and that's how you get the ratio from that standpoint. There were some positives from the game. I thought Payne played well, JK played well, Trey, and Frankie. But at the end of the day, we're here to win, and so we're not necessarily looking for positives. We're here to win. So moving forward to Dallas, had a lot of history with those guys being there for 3 years. Dak is playing the best ball that he's playing. Man, he is playing at a high level, getting the ball out of his hands. He has really good eligibles outside. CeeDee will be back. Turp will be back. So the running back is running hard. The offensive line is blocking really good. Tyler Smith, one of the best guards. The young rookie Booker, he's playing well. Steele's playing well. They're blocking in as a unit. The tight ends, Ferguson, he's highly targeted. Dak has a comfort level with him. They're putting up a lot of points. They're good run and pass. They're very good offense. And so we have our work cut out for us. We just have to, nail it back down. And like I said, we're trying to get off this roller coaster. And like last week, I talked about not being on it, and we're staying on it. So hopefully we can get off and start playing consistent play.
One thing about Coach Witt's opening is that they are amazing. They are tremendous. They tell you everything you want to know, and he's spot on about everything all the time. Like spot on. So you can, before when I would do a show before the game, I would always put that in there. And I'm going to play Coach Quinn's clip as well when I asked Coach Quinn about the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm like, Dak is amazing this season. I've been a Dak, you know this about me, Wole. I've been a Dak Prescott advocate for years, right? And, healthy Dak, happy Dak, all of that, good stuff. Receiving crew, everybody back, all right? It was just, but a lot of people don't know because they're not watching, right? And they're not keeping up with it. And he's having a phenomenal season so far. But these receivers, you already knew what you was going to get when people were coming back for, maybe they could have held him out another week or two, but they were back. Coach Witt had all the things to say about even Dallas's offensive line, right? We talk about winning in the trenches and at the scrimmage. Well, Dallas's offensive line gave him a day. They gave him a game. They weren't easy a lot of the time, especially when Dorrance went. But Dorrance was out, 4 snaps in. He was out 4 snaps in. Now, take into consideration everything Coach Witt said, even about the Bears game.
Yeah.
Right? Because those are important points. And then everything that he said about the Dallas Cowboys. Now I'm going to play Coach Quinn from Coach Quinn's presser when I asked him about the Dallas Cowboys.
At the Dallas Cowboys, what have you seen so far in what they have shown on the film?
Well, kind of in the different phases on the special team side with Turpin, I'm assuming being back, we know full well what he can do as a returner, both on the punt return and the kick return side. So he's got quickness. He can get out to the edge. Defensively, I've been impressed by their front. They're a hard charging group, like playing a lot of guys to go. I'm familiar with a lot of them, with Dante and Sam and Osa and some others. So I know the stylistic way that they play. And so our front and theirs, that's what I'm looking at in the matchups. Can our run game and the play passes be like we need it? And then offensively, it feels like Dak is just anticipating really well in terms of throwing and delivering the ball to the right spot. The receivers, the tight end, they're all in there. And then the running back, who I didn't have a chance to work with, coached against him when he was at Denver with Williams. I thought he was early on, that was a tough tackle. And I see that same play style and attitude from him. So that's what I see from the group. And then what's also fun about division games, the players know one another a little better too, although the play calling is different from them this year, from offense and defense and special teams. But there's still a familiarity when you go against the division teams. And so for us to get back in the division, man, it's cool.
When Coach Quinn said Dak is anticipating very well, I knew then that this was probably going to be a very long day for the Commanders defense. And what ended up coming up, and I posted this several times, was a quote from Dak's after game press conference. And I think I may have it here. But you would have to probably make the screen really wide. But I posted it. If you're on X, it's at CWall SE, or on my Facebook page, Candi Waller. It should be public. Where he basically said,
he knew what to expect.
He's familiar with the defensive staff. He's familiar. He's not as familiar with the personnel. He said that because he didn't play against this team, but he's familiar with the the staff, and practice against him every day, and kind of knew what to expect. And I was just like, oh.
He said more than that. He said a lot more.
He said a lot more. He did.
Yeah, he said more. Basically,
I might have the picture. I
could paraphrase some of it too, because I'll say it in terms. I'll say it this way. He was very confident. So I can restate it. I guess it was similar. I haven't played with the new DQ defensive quality with Joe Witt and the personnel they have on that team. But it was fun. I was confident with what I was seeing when you play them, even with the new coaches, that's a group that I've played against every day for 3 or 4 years or so. Understanding that what they're going to do and what they're going to what they're trying to do. They got us to us in the second quarter a little bit, a couple of drives. We didn't score. I got frustrated, but I know our standard. I knew that we knew we could run away with this game, and we were trying to do it too fast. For me, it was focusing on the guys and taking it play by play. Like the scores were going to come. You hit the big play to CeeDee, and then everyone thinks, let's do it every play, and that just doesn't happen. It was about just getting the guys focused, back engaged, and understanding what they were going to give us. I think everybody did a good job on attacking them.
So
he was confident, man. He was very, very confident. Yeah, and to your
point, he's anticipating well. Yeah. He said he played against these people for 3 or 4 years. Yeah. It was, his after game comments to me explained a lot, because I said this on the pregame too. This staff has not been successful against the Cowboys. They just haven't, right? Yes. Did they beat them in December? Yeah, sure. At the very last play,
I agree with this though. They wouldn't have played man to man like that if Terry and Debo was playing. That helped out their defense too. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely no.
Yeah, they wouldn't have played 95% man. They usually play zone.
No, they just let you know what they thought. They wasn't gonna do that.
Yes.
So
they had no respect for Luke McCaffrey and company.
They had absolutely no respect. Now, at the token, because now we want to get into a bit of that, but you can get into those clips because of the lack of respect. I'm playing Luke more.
Playing more?
I would.
But he wasn't even getting open.
But I would have tried to make sure he would get open.
It's hard to make somebody open that can't get open.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just kind of like, because he was just taking about. Because I'm like, I would have utilized.
Did he play a lot? Didn't he play a lot though? Didn't he play a lot?
No. Okay. Jalen had way more snaps than him. Jalen and Chris Moore.
Yeah, I know Chris Moore had more. Yeah, I know Chris Moore. I think he had I know those two had more. I know he had the third most though, or something like that.
Yeah.
He had the third most.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Once you know, it's got to be somebody show if you're catching the football.
Yeah, I'm just saying he
because there was some drops there too. So here's one of the things that I was sharing. Point blank period. It's the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Lack of execution is a problem.
It is.
Scheming to your personnel, in my opinion, is a problem as well.
Mm-hmm.
But both were a problem, and both have been a problem.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of the day, if you knew that this was a bad run defense, then why didn't you just run the ball more?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know she ran the ball more. I mean, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm glad you brought this up
because you just run the ball more. I mean, you do it until it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at least try it. At least do it. And then I understand the emphasis on big. I get it. Trust me. But one of the things that I posted was go back to the run by committee approach. You don't have to just do it because they're not anticipating J-Mac. I've been saying this for 3 or 4 weeks now. They're not anticipating him.
They're not. I would say this. I know people like to get on Chris Moore. I'm gonna be fair. He played well against the Cowboys. He didn't play bad. He hit the big play.
Let me go back. Okay, that's a good time for me to go to a clip when I asked Cliff last week about the wide receiver group.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because who else? It's time on task, folks. Who else you gonna get? What are you gonna do? What? I mean, don't
Treylon Burks, yay! Treylon, yay!
Do now Tyler Lockett wants to be. He doesn't want to be with the Tennessee Titans anymore. I mean, maybe you can snatch him.
That would be
him up before the Eagles or somebody does. You
better snatch him up. I like
just that. Go get him. Call him. Do you need me to call him? I will.
Tyler Lockett would be a good one. That would be good.
It's just what do you want? I mean, it's a dose of reality. This goes back to I'm with head coach Dan Quinn all day. You don't want to blame injuries when the scheme and or the execution is not there. If you're dropping passes and you're missing tackles, it is hard to blame the scheme.
Oh, that's what's up. This is like
Hard,
Deluxe. I'm saying
you
Deluxe
know?
said the question, like the comment, the wide receivers aren't playing bad. They're complementary pieces. Need the starters back. Totally.
You're out. You're down 3. You're literally down 3 receivers.
And this is a nice comment. I just had to put this out. This
And
like,
so wait, which one?
This right here. I'm late, but running through this at 1.5 to catch up. My favorite show is on.
Oh, awesome. We're so glad this is your favorite show.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, let me play this
play
clip,
clips. Yeah.
because I asked him about the wide receiver group. This was last week. So check this out.
Hey, Coach, kind of going back to that theme of the wide receiver group, and just I know you've talked a lot about time on task. You just brought it up, a moment ago. What is your overall assessment of this group? I know you have to elevate, a couple players from the practice squad. So what is your overall assessment?
Yeah, I think, they're answering the call. I think you look at Chris Moore had a big touchdown catch. Luke continues to make plays. Jalen Lane gets better and better each week. So I've been really impressed with the guys that have been asked to step up. They're doing it, and it's not easy to do when you haven't had as many reps as other guys, and then all of a sudden you're kind of thrown in there to be able to understand the offense, execute at a high level, make plays when the lights are on. That says a lot about kind of their character and their mentality.
I mean, he's letting you know. This is why I play the clips, because they're telling you in these press. I'm an advocate for watching press conferences and listening to the press conferences, because he's giving you the answer right there. Like I said, it's a tough answer to call. It really is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting as many reps as some of the other guys. You have to, and I think I may have the clip as well where Coach Kingsbury complimented Jayden. Jayden has had to deal with a lot of shuffling.
Yeah. Which isn't fair.
Stay cool. Just stay calm Jayden. And so it's tough, everybody. It's really hard. I'm trying to think through now I will say, and I'm going to go to that clip. I do have the clip. I think this question was from Nikki Javala about Jayden not having that time on task with everybody. So let me play this one.
What kind of strain does that put on the quarterback when you don't have the practice rep, just in terms of getting timing down with receivers and whatnot?
Yeah, it's big. I think that's a great point you bring up. That, more than anything, is if guys aren't practicing during the week, or you haven't been able to consistently work with a guy throughout training camp, throughout the season, it's not easy when the pressure's on and the lights are on to get on the same page. But like I said, I think they've done a great job, and Jayden's done a tremendous job of kind of lifting the group up and has the guys playing at a high level.
That's good. He dropped the gem. Everyone wants to know what's going on. What's Jayden's mindset? What's happening? And Coach Kingsbury tell you right there, he's doing a tremendous job in lifting the group up. I mean, you really do have to go next man up. You still got to play the game. You still got to play on Sunday. You still got to play on game day. Well, whoever you got, and you got to, and a big part of that is just feeling like you can do it, feeling like you have coaches that believe, and if you're feeling like your quarterback believes that you can do it.
No,
right?
and you can see it. Like I mentioned, and that's why I mentioned, people like Chris Moore, because he's been a constant. Like he's had drops, but he's been a constant target of like Jayden. Jayden or Mariota. Like he's a guy that, for some, I don't know what it is. The quarterbacks like to go to him. Like that big play against the Cowboys on the sideline, Jayden going right. That was to Chris Moore making a big play. You know what I mean? There's something about, I know fans don't like him, and I'm like, yeah, he annoys me with drops. I'm not gonna act like he doesn't. Yeah. But you can tell if you watch the game and you're really, really focused on the game, between the wide receivers who, with the injury-riddled team, who the number one wide receiver is. It really is Chris Moore. Like it's not, and there's no hate or shade or anything. I'm being real. Like these quarterbacks, they've been going to him. It's not anybody else. So like, Jayden deserves a lot of credit because Jayden is looking like Jayden and Mariota, to be honest with you, when they get the opportunity, because they haven't had to work, with this. And this is Jayden's first day. I mean, it was his first game without Debo. You know what I mean?
That's the other big thing. Debo not being there, not traveling, the heel injury. That was something that I brought up on your pregame Monday night when I talked about how much they were working with Debo pregame, and I was like, I was like, whoa, Debo might not play. So I had already gotten my mindset in if he plays tonight, based on what I saw in the pregame world maps, he plays tonight, strong possibility he's not playing on Sunday, and he didn't. Right. And this is just me going based on what I'm watching, based on what I'm seeing, even from him. He was clearly Debo slow. He has a heel injury. You try running at the speed he's used to running with a heel injury.
No, it's definitely crazy.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
You got some questions though, Candi, too.
It's a lot of questions. So let's get to some of the questions.
Questions are because it's referring to the receivers, right? It's basically about Debo and Terry. Dominique says, she says, do you think we see Terry and actually I put it right here. Why am I'm tripping? No. Do you think we see Terry and Debo next week? Okay.
I mean, I don't know which one is which, but both would be a stretch in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe they're gonna ship a heel in for Debo or bring something in for Terry. I don't know, but it's just it's.
You got Boski. It's about your experience.
I hope I'm wrong about that.
Boski says, "Is it worse watching it in person as it is on TV?"
You can turn it off.
I like that response.
You can turn it off. In person, you got to do what I did. You got to walk it off. Like, you got to walk it off.
This is my last.
It's been a long time. I haven't gotten up. I have not walked off since the Hail Mary game.
Wow, so it's that frustrating. Okay, this is not my last question for the day, but this is the last question until you go to the next clips.
Okay.
Off to another world. Said I could see the air go out of the team when Wise got injured. I can only imagine when Jayden got injured the first time. Do you think the team still believes it's next man up or time on task?
I think that all these questions are great. So thank you all for asking them. Yes, the air got sucked out of when Dietrich got hurt, everybody immediately the whole team went down on the knee. And the commander side of the press box got very, very quiet because we were like, and there goes the pass rush. And we were in shock too, because it was like a field goal. It was like it wasn't like, and Dietrich was there this weekend.
I saw everybody.
I got person, man. Yeah. Oh man, he's so cool. And I just think it's great. To support his teammates like that. And he's been nothing but awesome with the media as well. So I do think that it's next man up, yes, and it's time on task. You all may have heard me say, they're coaching everybody as much as they can, but Coach Kingsbury is open, right? All these guys are not getting as many reps. Of course they're not, but when they're not at practice, when they're not playing, then somebody got to go in there. So there's a lot of attention on the wide receiver group, but unfortunately, the security blanket and Zach Ertz, is amazing as he is, he had some key drops. Yesterday.
Yeah, he hit the one big one.
Yeah, there was some stuff. He had an amazing touchdown, but there were some things that went on yesterday. With some key drops. The right side of the line with Sam Cosmi being back and Connolly then working back together. Both of them had a couple of pre-snap penalties that stifled the momentum on some plays. So there was a couple things that happened.
So speaking of tight end, there is one question before you go to your next clip, because I was going to let you go. I was going to let you go to the next clip. But Deluxe has a question. He says, thought they would use more tight ends and running backs in the passing game with injuries to wide receivers. Thoughts on why that didn't happen? Speaking of,
I'm sure that's a question on all of our lists.
yeah. All right, there you go.
I'm sure that's a question on everybody's list, but I think a great segue to, and I can't remember. Once I hear his voice, I'll know which one of my colleagues asked this question last week to Coach Kingsbury about their third down struggles, because this is a thing. So check out this clip from this question about the third down struggles on offense being asked to Coach Kingsbury last week.
Cliff, when it comes to first and second down, you guys are second in yards per play, but that drops to 27th on third down. Has there been something that you've noticed in terms of a trend of why you guys are struggling on that down in particular?
I have not. I wish I knew. We're working through that. We haven't played very well on third down. I know near the bottom of the league, and I think that combined with turnover margin, very fortunate to be 500 at this point, because those are two critical areas. But it starts with me, game plan and play calling, and then we just have the sense of focus and urgency on that down and distance has to get better, because we have to continue to stay on the field, and we can't rely on fourth down every time to keep it rolling.
I had a comment to that, because that's the thing. I'm glad you brought. I mean, you played that clip. My suggestion, but my thought to that is you're not running the ball enough to get yourself in third and short. So we don't, because now we're getting more third and long rather than third and short. Last year we had a lot of third and short. This year it seems like I kind of feel like he knows the answer to it. In back of my mind, I think he does know the answer to it, but he's getting themselves in third and long rather than third and manageable, which that was a key with Jayden's legs and, able to, throw to the backs. Like we had Eckler out there to get the short yardage runs or maybe the yards after the catch type runs. And it's to a point where I think, in my opinion, and you know me, Candi, I was like hating on McNichols and but they need to use him more. And that to help that out. I feel there are solutions to the problem, but I'm not sure why he's not going that route. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And so pre-snap penalties are an issue. Sometimes that's what gets them in trouble with those third and long situations. And then you get in third and short or third and one, and something just happens. And it's like, what was that? Like at the end of the Bears game, And so, I've been saying it, running back by committee.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. And it's obvious they're still not quite ready for J-Mac. And Chris Rodriguez, I know, was dealing with the calf injury, but he practiced enough last week. He was not, he was active. They didn't really use leverage him.
A lot of them.
At all. Yeah. And so I'm not sure. I mean, it's like it doesn't have to be just one. And I know what I've been saying this. You all have been hearing me say this. It doesn't have do go with whatever they're not planning for. Whatever you just know they're not planning for. Yes, Bill has amazing vision, the way he cuts, the way his speed, all those things, but it almost feels like they're anticipating him at this point.
Yeah.
So put in the person they're not checking for.
Yeah, like Deluxe said here too. Every time McNichols touches the ball, he adds fight and energy to the offense.
Is
unreal.
Unreal. And so it almost feels like, I don't know, because this would be me, of course, speculating and sharing my opinion here. It's like I'm now found myself saying this thing between do what is the mad scientist versus what's just common sense.
Yeah, that too.
And so if everybody's learning the same plays, you've heard the running backs themselves, you've heard Coach Lynn say himself, because this is the way they want the unit to be, where everybody can do the same things. Of course, you will see a couple different things, because they're going to run the exact same way.
Yeah.
But you're going to see, but they can all do the same things. They can all adapt to whatever the play call is. They can do it.
Yeah, and you can be a mad scientist with running the football. Like you can create creative plays running the football. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, just don't go away. Like, because again, you said this, Candi, and I'm gonna keep giving you your flowers in this aspect of like you always stated this running back room was super talented. Then they repeated it and said this, we really like our running back room. Then they traded B-Rob. Fine, whatever, and it is what it is. They traded him. All right, now let's utilize what you told us because we see it though. You let us see glimpses, and we know it's a talented room now. And all of those dudes deserve to get touches. So I think it's time to let all those do like we see when C-Rod comes in. He has a positive play. We've seen what Bill can do. We see what McNichols can do. All of these dudes have given you positive work. Like, so why not use all of them instead of just using one? Yeah, use all of them.
And you know they're not. And I see it. I so see it. I can see just based on watching the game and watching the speed and watching how they move. Lake can tell you yesterday at one point, I was like, they need to put J Mac in there. They're not ready for J Mac.
They're not.
J Mac in there.
Yeah.
When he's in there, he does good things. Whoever gets hot, just go and let him go.
Yeah.
Please. You can use him as a fullback even, right? He doesn't have to be like a running back. You can use him as a fullback in that leverage role, the other role that you would use Debo in at times.
Yeah.
Because let's not forget, he's a heck of a blocker.
Yeah.
I would have J Mac in there a lot.
I would too. I think, and he's growing on me.
Roles.
Yeah, because he's growing on me because this season, everything he's done when he's in the game, he's had a positive play. You can't deny it. Like that's what I'm saying. Just like we do, how we talked about Bill when he was out there, he was making positive plays. Well, J Max is doing the same thing. You know, it may look different. It looks different. It may look different, but it's still it's really an explosive positive play. C-Rob, it looks different, but when he's in the game, there is a level of success and positive plays when he's in the football games. And I think it makes Bill better. Like it does make Bill better too. Keeps him fresh, and keeps him fresh, and you're not pounding on him. Like, and then you're giving, and it to Deluxe's point here, and you said Lake said somewhat you can defend Jayden and Bill the same way on a play, but Nichols and C-Rod have different styles, which is so right. Like, so it gives a defense something else to look at and say, oh, I'm used to this type of back. Oh, now I got to brace myself for somebody who's gonna bring some physicality. Yeah. Like it helps you out. So I don't get like going away from that because like when we saw it, it was productive in game one. So why go away from it?
I'm gonna make you work for it. I'm gonna make you chase me. This goes back to the Green Bay game. Remember the Green Bay game in pregame? I said they need to make them. Now, I know it's a different team.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But the premise is the same in that I said they need to make them chase them.
Yeah.
They need to make them run them down. Somebody else run the football, not named Jayden Daniels. Got 3 other people over there that can do it very well. Do it.
Yeah.
You're not in crunch time. Now, here's one thing that I might want to go to this point later. I do want to go last week to when Coach Kingsbury was asked about Cosme.
Okay.
Drop in the chat, you all, and I'll actually will let you know how you think Cosme did.
Okay.
His game back. He's back. And we all
I loved it.
We all were wrong, right? I was like, oh yeah, he probably back in December, maybe January, playoffs.
Yeah.
And he is back. So check this clip out.
And how's Sam Cosme looked since he's started practicing?
Still working through it. You know, he's big physical, looks big, strong, fast. We'll see how that kind of progresses throughout the week, but I think he's made strides. So I'm not sure if it'll be this week, but I like what I've seen.
And so Coach Quinn did say today, that he expected, there to be, some challenges there. You can get in the gameplay is different. Is getting the gameplay different. That we saw some snap penalties on that right side.
Yeah.
With both he and Josh Connolly, but I think that had something to do with them just playing together.
Yeah, I think they got to have chemistry eventually. They got to get used to it.
Yep, exactly right.
I thought Cosme did well.
for his first day back.
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
Yeah, yes, I think so. I don't have any complaints about it. Like I said, the pre-snap penalties, but it's different. Getting back used to it is something different. Now, I do want to play.
That comment.
Last week, I had been asking about October football, all of that. You know, I think I played that last week, and I think I might have asked Coach Witt, but I asked Jayden as well. So I do want to play this clip of what I asked Jayden last week.
Hey, Jayden, I've asked a couple of the coaches about, when Coach Quinn talks about September football, now it's October football. So from your perspective, based on their expectations and what they've shared with you all on what they want to see in October, where do you think you all are?
We still got some way to go. We're not a finished product, but we know in this league that you want to get hot at the right time. So whatever that looks like, but, we just got to keep stacking days and taking one day at a time and one game at a time.
You want to get hot at the right time. When I don't know when the right time is going to be.
I mean, Tom's running out. I mean, you got to show a level of sunshine on the other side of the tunnel. And right now, they're not playing good football on any side, to be real with you, to say like, all right, you got to be hot at the right time. You got to start playing good football at one. The only level they're playing good football is the special teams.
I'm glad you brought that up because
the only level, it's consistent ball meaning
right, consistent because they did have a couple penalties. It wasn't a lot, but they did have 2 on special teams. That's on my list that hurt starting field position.
Yeah, and
when you're struggling, when you're down your starters and everything, starting field position is just so important. As short a field as possible, especially if you got a kicker that is up and down. So, as short a field, again, there's 2 penalties, but I'm going to be looking for stuff like that because I know that starting field position is something that they look at. And so I want to then jump to, I asked Coach Witt a similar question. And so I want to play that.
Hey, Coach, you've mentioned when I've asked previously about October football, what you wanted to see. You talked about the consistency. Yeah. So what are some of the things that you have seen consistently with your defense?
Well, our third down has been good, okay? We've our situation is, third down, fourth down, we're getting off the fields in those situations. The ability to the completion percentage is down. The runs up until this last week was good. If we can take the explosive play, so like the play on the sideline where we had the missed tackle that went, that's the tackle that we have to make. You know what I'm saying? And we have to do a better job of drilling that, as coaches, and then coming through with that because we get that ball down. All right, it's a first down in that situation, and now they have to go a longer ways. But, just work at it. Like I just told the guys today, like DQ said in his opening press conference when he first got here, doing hard shit with good people. It's hard. Nobody said this was going to be easy, but we'll get it done. That if we're going to walk around here and with a negative cloud on us, which I'm not, because that's not productive. All right. We're going to work at it. We're going to try to find ways. We're going to be creative. And, but at the end of the day, we got to win. All this lip service and talking that I'm doing, if we don't win, it don't really matter. All right. So we got to win. The fun in football is winning. And I understand the fans, they're passionate and that's how they should be. All right. They should be passionate about these Commanders and we got to do a better job, period.
Yeah, they got to do a better job. I'm not mad at them. They definitely. I will say this. That third down thing wasn't happening. It wasn't happening yesterday.
Well, again, this is why that's why I play things. That's why I bring things up because I feel like they're very important points. And they add on to the consistency piece of it because. If that was, accurate previously, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't.
And, now I did ask a question because I was trying to put a positive spin for a change because I felt
he should. Yeah. I'm all about positivity.
Trey Amos. He's been
really good, man. He's been really good.
So I did ask Coach Witt about Trey.
And what have you seen from Trey Amos so far this season?
Trey's played really well. I mean, he's, especially when it's outside the numbers, the kid has, I mean, every week he's played well. I mean, he's been a consistent player, and I've been pleased with him.
So consistent. He brought that word up again.
Wow, he said it a lot.
Consistent.
He said it a
So,
lot.
like
He's throwing shade at somebody. You trying to throw shade at somebody?
I'm not saying that I'm keeping the score or anything, but I am. I'm not, maybe I should have told y'all I'm keeping score, but I am. But and I dropped a gem. I don't know if y'all caught it, but after the Chicago game, when he made a point that mentioned JK, Trey, Frankie, and Duran as 4 of the players that played well against the Bears. And bright spot, Duran had a very good game.
Duran was awesome. I felt like they wasted a good Duran game.
I was really, really happy for Duran.
He played his butt off.
That was very, very good. Very good. Now, Coach Witt was asked, and one of the questions I said I couldn't remember who asked Cliff the question. It was to Sean Reed from the Washington Post. This next clip I want to play, and I just, this is just for reactionary purposes, this one clip. But I thought it was interesting. I liked the question as well. It was a very interesting point about speed. He asked Coach Witt about last week. Let me play this clip and you all drop in the chat. And of course, Wole, I want to hear you all's reactions.
Joe, when it comes to a team, or when there's a team that has a speed advantage, what are some ways you can work around that as a defense?
A team that has a speed advantage? I don't feel like we really face a team that necessarily had a speed advantage. We have, fast guys on the outside. We're fast up front. So, but if you do have a team that necessarily has, a top off guy, you can play cover 2 to it. You can roll to him. You can stay over the top of them. There's ways that you can encapsulate those guys, but that wasn't the case this last game.
He was talking about the Bears game. That was about the Bears.
Oh, I know. I get this. Good question.
Oh, absolutely.
A great question. I'm surprised at his answer. Because I know what he meant. I know what he meant. He was trying to answer. He was trying to get. He's not talking about receivers, the corners. That's not the question. He's talking about the speed within the linebacker unit. Because it's in the passing game, it's a whole different. It's everything. It's not just the receivers. It seemed like Joe Witt was talking more about the receivers and their speed, right? And compared to their corners and safeties, compared to like the linebacker play. So
it wasn't specific around which.
Yeah, but it seems like because sometimes
you don't want to be. It depends. I
don't
know.
He was good. No, his question was good.
It's kind of like you generalize it, and then you see where the answer is going to go.
Yeah, I guess I was wondering why he was so confused about the question. Like he seemed like he was confused, saying that I don't know. We're predominantly a fast team, regardless. And I'm like,
that's because that's exactly what he believes, and that's exactly what he said.
Yeah,
so,
interesting. Yeah. That's interesting.
It is. That's interesting. And I think. Let me go to then the next question he was asked about the explosive plays being scheme or execution. Okay. Is everybody got their pen and their notepad for all of this? Because I feel like I'm dropping a lot of gems here. Everybody needs to really have something to really talk about, really think about. So it makes you watch the game differently.
All right.
Because when you understand what people, what they're telling you publicly, I understand off the record conversation. I understand even in off the record conversation, something they're not gonna tell you. I think you important, like, oh, I told her, whatever. But no, they ain't gonna tell you that, right? But please pay attention to this one as well.
You talked about the explosive plays earlier, and I know that each one is kind of its own individual thing, but thematically, when you look at them all together, is it more scheme or execution, and what is it like for you as the D coordinator watching the film of those plays?
It's the execution and the communication. If we have great pre-snap communication, it provides better post-snap play. And so a lot of the plays are plays that we've gone over. We just have to make sure we're executing them on game day. That's just what it is. And some of them, like I said, the big play that hit us in this last game, it was a play that should have gone for 8. It went for 55 because of a missed tackle. that falls into that same bucket of explosives, you know.
Fair. I mean, that's a fair statement. That's a fair statement. I'm not. Yeah, you got missed tackles that result in the big plays. It's all when you're like, this is my thing. When you're a bad defense, like it's all on the table. Like it's all of it. It's not just bad. Like everybody, I'm not gonna. Folks know how I feel about like what's going on with the coaching staff. I'm not happy with certain things. But also I'm not gonna be ignorant and not state the obvious that there are guys who are missing plays too. Like, like what happened in the Cowboys game with Quan Martin missing that tackle. Not being able to do his work job when Williams makes that big run to get them into a situation, score a touchdown to end the half. That's an issue. That's a situation. To me, it's and folks know I've been big on Quan Martin. Like, so but now it is what it is. Like, I can't like defend somebody that I think that has the ability, but it's not playing the way he needs to be playing to be honest with you, to even hold that position, be real with you. But that's not, honestly, that's not Joe Witt's fault. You know what I mean? That I will say that, that's not his fault.
I'm going to keep saying, because it's what came first, the chicken or the egg.
Yeah.
Now, when we talked about Dak Prescott's comments earlier, I said, well, duh, right? Because you play, you whether or not it showed up in game. Because let's be for real, there's tons of plays that are practiced that don't show up on game day in the 60 minutes of the games that are played in those. It depends on the time of possession. It depends on a lot of things in the game of what gets actual played as you prepare for an opponent, right? But you've practiced against somebody for 3 or 4 years. They know you.
Yeah.
It explains so much. Now, I tell people all the time, rolling with people, sometimes it's the gift and the curse, because then you're going to go with what you know. It's still a challenge, because if you're using a defense, it's almost like, and I've been thinking about this a lot when you talk about play identity. Okay, great. Fast, physical, arrive violently. All of those things. It's a mentality, it's a style, it's an identity. But when you are planning for an opposer, that's where the scheme comes in. Right? So then you do have to be you do have to be aware of things like the speed. Right? Because there's been some weeks in the last couple of weeks you haven't heard Marshawn Lattimore's name. You want to know why? Because he had a good game.
Yeah, but you heard it.
But you're going to hear it against a certain type of
team and type of quarterback. Yeah, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Quarterback. You've not heard anything since the Atlanta Falcons game.
Yeah, that's true.
But you're going to hear it when you're dealing with a different type of receiver in a different type of situation.
Yeah, speaking of Marshawn Lattimore, his
and I have a Marshawn Lattimore clip later.
I just have it's his situation is hard, because I do.
His situation is a difficult one.
Yeah, because I'll say this much. I think is he the same Marshawn Lattimore? No.
9 years in, you can't even expect that.
No. Is he a horrible corner? I don't think he's a horrible corner. And also I would say this, because I have a friend who played in the league, and he was a starting cornerback for years, for a few years in the league. And we always talk about playing corner is like the toughest position in the world, especially when you're getting assessed, right, by fans. It's not even, to be real with you, it's not even by GMs or whatever. It's fans, because you're on an island and people see the play happening to you. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. The play to end the half, they scored a touchdown on this drive, but the bomb to Pickens on the sideline. That was a perfect pass by Jack.
Perfect pass.
There's nothing Marshawn could have done with that.
Nothing. Dak is in his bag. It's like people are like, Dak is in his bag.
Even go with the PI, the first PI, right?
Now I would have got a legit PI All right.
I'm gonna tell you.
That call was questionable.
Yes, it was very questionable. Pickett pushed off, and then he slightly did turn around. Pickett pushed him off, and he slightly turned around, they called the PI on him. Fast forward, this is why I said that's questionable. Fast forward, even though the Commanders scored on the drive, when Jayden got the Cowboys to jump off sides, and he throws the bomb, I think that was Moore or Lane. I keep forgetting who it was, but they throw the bomb, and the Cowboys cornerback was a blatant pass interference. Like, he threw his whole body, didn't turn around, threw his whole body to stop it, didn't even make a play on the ball for real. And he looked at the referee looked at him, and he didn't throw his flag. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, nah, one is more egregious than the other. So that's what I mean. Like, Marshawn, I felt like that play was like an unfair play. And I think that changed from that point on. It was already over. And obviously we've seen like clips of him on the sideline, not looking emotionally distraught. And then also, you said something too.
I have to go back and watch some of that.
Yeah, it didn't look good. And you should go. And I know you said something on your I saw it on your Facebook page actually. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, to folks. After like a certain point, I turned the game off. I was so annoyed, so I didn't watch the whole game.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Turn it off.
Yeah, I could turn it off. Like you said, I turned it off. Like, I was over it. But you said I read your Facebook post, and you said that Marshawn and Quan basically got benched in that game. Well, what point in the game did they get benched? Because I was curious.
It was in the fourth.
In the fourth, thoughts. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
oh yeah, did Jonathan? Yeah, he played. Yeah, right.
Jonathan Jones did play, and that's why I'm like, listen, people are playing. I get snap counts, and I'm paying attention. You can't turn it off because now you got to be there, and you got to just try to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard. I'm gonna say this again. It's hard to blame scheme when you're not executing.
Thank you. This one.
It's
I'm asked this. We'll save that one for a JD question.
No.
But yeah, like, I wish. Yeah,
it's difficult.
Yeah,
it's difficult. We got some more clips too, but it's so hard. It's so hard. And let me be clear. There were some scheme moments. Now, the Falcons game took me down.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
game, but and there were some moments yesterday as well where it was just like. The touchdown before the half, the Cowboys like that's just inexcusable. Like,
it's terrible. That should not happen.
Like, the defensive series, like, this is just bad.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to this point. There's a couple things I want to say. One, not so positive. One, positive. So please don't let me forget. The one, like, not so positive. I said this going back to the Falcons game. Remember the mic'd up. I still have it. I still have this clip because for some reason, someone told me, don't delete this clip. Or maybe I don't have it. I got excited, and maybe it ain't in here because I thought I didn't need it anymore. And see, look at that, and that's unfortunate. If I did still have.
What clip you talking? What clip?
I had a clip of last year, Tampa Bay wild card weekend. It was mic'd up, and Tampa Bay won the coin toss. They chose to receive. Bobby Wagner says, "Oh, they want to receive? Oh, 100%." Then as he's walking back to the sideline, he's like, "Do you know how disrespectful that is?" Right?
Yeah, I'm just
the Falcons did the same thing. The Cowboys did the same thing. They are, and so I don't know. So this is just me talking right now until I get to the bottom of what I'm. If this is something I want to pursue, but it's like. Is there something that happens to you all when you just know somebody is blatantly disrespecting you in your face?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, those two games, the Atlanta Falcons game, that's what happened. It happened yesterday. And I'm like, what is that? It may be tied. It may be connected. It may not be. But it's definitely letting somebody know what they think of you.
Facts.
And they're gonna run the scoreboard up on you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And then I do. You want to go back to something you just because I don't want to gloss over it because it was positive. You mentioned two things about special teams. One, I got to credit Tressway on that pinning him back, and also was that Butler to help pin him down.
Let me tell you, we've seen displays of complimentary football. It's not consistent. Like we said, the word of the week, the word is consistency, right? It's not consistent. When amazing special teams play, and for some reason this clip won't get right for me. I when we did a media scrum with special teams coordinator Larry Izzo, I asked him about Percy Butler, and he gave me a long answer, but the first thing he said was, that is one bad dude. Okay, Percy getting that ball on the 1 yard line, the defense coming out there, Duran making that big play to get the safety.
There you go. Yeah, I'm saying.
The ball back, they score a touchdown.
Perfect.
Now, I may not have agreed with the 2-point conversion.
Oh, I hated it.
But I understood it. But I
hated it
too. Like, I did not like that decision. I got it. I understood it. But that's complimentary football. Last week, when you saw the special teams play, wasn't so much complimentary football in response. But when you saw the special teams play that blocked the field goal, it's like a game-changing moment, a game-changing play. Last year, we would see those game-changing moments or those game-changing plays. You saw it at the Chargers game with the Quan Martin forced fumble, Marshawn Lattimore recovery, and then it kept going. For some reason, it doesn't keep going.
It doesn't. But I would say this in that game. So
time, and then that's it.
I would say this, like, that's what I felt like you mentioned about going for two, because I feel like that kind of halted momentum. Like, what I mean by that is because you were down 7-0. The Cowboys like they were rolling. Like, Trust Wade does a great job. Like, you didn't score, you punt the ball. Like, so obviously thinking, damn, like maybe the Cowboys want to score again on this drive because the way their offense is and the way the Commanders' defense is. Trust Wade pins them back, puts them in a position to make it difficult with Butler's help. Deron Payne makes an amazing play because not just making the tackle, he stops the dude from even getting it. Just because dude was fighting for that extra yard, he stops them in his spot and makes sure that they get the safety. Then Jayden does what Jayden does, got that touchdown drive. And now you have all
one of them touchdowns. That ball did bobble. I don't know if y'all saw it on TV. But I think it scared him too.
But like they get the drive, Zach Ertz touchdown. Now you're thinking to yourself, now, okay, all right, you got the momentum. They're going for two. And I'm like, why? You already have momentum. There's no need for all that. You don't get it. So now you're chasing points. It's 8-7. Now you're chasing points. So I felt like, to me, like, they did have the momentum, but I think they got too greedy with it.
It's bizarre. It's just I don't know. And there's a mention about, and Coach Quinn brought this up again today, and I don't know. I may not have that clip because I have so many more clips. He talks again about focus and not losing focus, and I'm like, well, what is this thing about the focus?
Well, you mentioned that to me before.
I mentioned it last week because
about focus.
On about the last play. Now, because you know me, I'm just using my clues. And that's what I call it. I call it in journalism, I'm using my clues. So I'm like, well, what is this? You know what I mean? And so this is a funny comment.
About Jayden?
Yes. Oh my God. People be stuff. Oh, I appreciate that. He looks so he clearly also loves Candi. He never gives her that brief side eye. He tried it one day. And I knew exactly what he did. And
he does side eye.
He definitely tried to side eye me one day, and I caught it, and I made him laugh. And I was like, I mean,
he gives look at everybody.
He tried it, but don't try side eye. Let me give you a reason to side eye me still. It's like, let me play.
I'm glad. You already know. Hey, my Wole, how you doing? I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop a stream. I'll stop a stream and say hi to you.
Hey, Mom. I did post something that she posted. I don't know if you saw it, Wole, on my page.
No,
I unprompted she messaged me. I guess she didn't want to say nothing to me yesterday after the Commanders lost because that was stressful. That was stressful. The locker room, everything was stressful. Not like in the day, but it was just like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? And it's on my Facebook page. If y'all don't follow me on Facebook, you can send me a friend request. I'll accept it. And she says, I did pray for the Commanders, but they have to do their part too.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta go see it. And I laughed. It made me laugh so hard on the plane this morning. And I was like, Ma, you really just made me laugh really, really hard. Thank you for that. And she was like, I mean, she said, but they got to do their part too. Yes, they do. Yes,
Mama Wall, you're right. They do got to do their part.
She's like, I did my part. I prayed for them. I know
They
you
do
want
gotta
to
do their part.
I prayed for them, but I did. But
My Wall, they definitely not doing their part.
Right, it's not you. It's not you.
Yeah, it ain't you. It's definitely. Thank you for being a prayer warrior for like the Commanders.
Yes, she did. She said, but they got to do their part.
They gotta do their part because they ain't doing it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh gosh, that was so funny. Now wait, I did ask DQ about the inconsistencies. I did ask that on Friday, so let me play that clip because I do think this is an important point.
Hey, Coach. And so one of my questions was actually around this point of the complementary football, or rather, as you just said, the need to be more consistent in that area. So have you thought through, I'm assuming so, but in thinking through, what are some of the contributing factors to why you all haven't been able to execute that consistency?
Yeah. If there was one thing, I'd already have my hand on it. Not happy with where our turnover margin is, to be 6 games in and be in the minus. You've heard me talk a number of times, Candi, it takes both sides, to make sure we're getting into the plus. So that one, top of the pile for me, top of the pile. And you got to keep battling to go do that and demonstrate it over and over. Saw us step forward with LA with it. And there's some others where we had chances to get it, but we didn't. But we've got to make sure there's great decisions with it as well. So that's at the top of it. We'll be at our best also in tackling and breaking tackles. So those are 2 margins that I look at a lot, the turnover margin and the tackling margin. I feel like on the field position, I'm pleased, Candi, with the kickoff coverage, the kickoff return teams. I want to see us pedal downhill, meaning I like where we're at and continue to, push that spot. But those are 2 of the ones that are right at the top to me. Then the third one is the explosive play margin, where when you win those in the game, you win your tackling battle, you win the ball battle, and you win the explosive plays. That's where we can hit our spots. So those are 3 spots that I dig in hard with the team each and every week. And when we hit those consistently, the story kind of writes itself. But we have not hit those consistently, and that's what we're aiming to do.
And that was on Friday when I asked that. And then we saw.
Still not consistent. Still having an issue. Definitely not consistent at all at this moment, and which is the frustrating part of it. Also, I want to make sure folks in the YouTube in the chat, if you're on YouTube, please make sure you like this video. It does well for the Commanders algorithm, maybe your Bowie TV or the Urban Sports scene. Make sure you like this video. Also, we accept super chats. Super chats help us support each shows. So if you just feel like donating a super chat, feel free to do so. Those super chats will be prioritized over all comments in the chat. Somebody off to another world mentioned Robbie Chosen. He got some action.
I meant to say something about Robbie Chosen.
Yeah, he got some action.
And this goes back to just the movement. I'm just blown away by all of this that has happened this year with the injuries, because last year this time there was like one. And that was Jonathan Allen by this point, right? With the pack.
Yeah. That's the thing too. Nobody talks about that now. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it was only one. It was Jonathan Allen. That was it. They had a fully healthy team. And to see all the movement, and Robbie Chosen, okay, everybody, right?
Yeah.
So I just I don't even know what to expect. I can't say anything negative about the. I just it's nothing negative to say. Your 1 through your 3 are out.
Yeah.
for the foreseeable future. We know Noah Brown. Don't really know what Terry, but that could be any day.
It could be anything.
So right, and yeah, so and I do, I just do think that Jayden is doing the best that he can.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of Jayden, Monique had like his question about Jayden and his injury. Says, how long do you think Jayden's out? I think 2 weeks minimum.
I don't know. They said they let us know on Thursday. So since it's Monday Night Football, the last time they had Monday Night Football against the Bears, the schedule was a little different. I think, what did we do? We did Wednesday, Thursday. We were not there Friday, and then we went back Saturday. This week we go Thursday through Saturday, and I actually, won't, full disclosure, I won't be there on Thursday. So if you guys follow me, I'm going to post Thursday morning why I won't be there on Thursday. So make sure you're following me on X at CWall SE or on my Facebook page, Candi Waller. So I will post at that time why I won't be present for practice that day. I could still potentially make practice, but it's nothing's, something is wrong, but not with me.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I have to do that, but the plan. So then everything shifts, because at first I was like, okay, well, Thursday I won't be there for the coordinators. If then the coordinators are on Friday, I will be there for the coordinators. So I need to be there for that. I need to be there for that.
Trent has a question for you.
Chosen. Good for him.
Good for Chosen. Trent has a question. Trent says, do you think Cliff needs to redesign the offense to minimize sacks on Jayden?
I think he needs to utilize the run game. That's what I think.
There you go.
I think it's three running backs.
Mm-hmm.
3 healthy running backs right there. You got 3 healthy running backs.
No, I agree. I would Monique M says, do the energy feel off to you from the beginning for us? From the beginning for us.
Something's definitely off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, nobody, I don't know what it is. But in the locker room, well, after a loss, never feels good.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was it was sad because they got mollywiped. It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty bad. And so after a loss, it never feels good. During the week, it's fine. It's not like, everybody's not like happy go lucky, but they're kind, they're nice. You can talk to people, they do media, they talk, but they're just a great group of humans. So I will never ever like gas y'all to be like, I'm just a different kind of human. I'm a different kind of journalist. I do my job, my craft differently. Wole has seen me in action in person. You all are getting to know me now, and I care about my relationships because I believe they care about theirs with me. So
that's
you
important.
gotta ask a tough question. You gotta ask a tough question. And sometimes there's certain things that I'm not, and I've said this before, that I'm not gonna ask because I'm just not. And there's other times where I just got to figure it out. I feel like I haven't been in a situation where, and I said this, I was like, if they go under 500 for the first time since they started, this is going to change how I do this.
Yeah, and you're right. And Taj has a question for you too. He says, is the franchise suffering from an off season of everyone telling them how great they were the previous year? MVP talks, future head coaching jobs, etc.
I don't. If you ask any one of them, probably from 7, they would all tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
My thought process is, listen, it's hard for me to understand what's going on right now. So I cannot imagine what Coach Quinn is going through. I'm going to be honest. I think I posted that on my Facebook. I didn't post that on X, but I posted it on my Facebook. I said, I can't imagine what he's going through because I don't know what this is. Now, here's what I will say. I don't know. And I mean, if you all follow Lake Lewis, Tramel, who works with Wole, Donna, like legit, we don't know. Even some of our other, JP Finlay, I'm gonna name all of them. We legit, that's kind of the one thing that we probably can all agree on if we all sat in a circle in the media index. Do y'all know what y'all watching? Did you expect this happening? I mean, I'm not saying that people thought that they were going to win 12 games again or go to the NFC Championship game, but this, no, no way. So that's another thing of trying to understand, like, what happened here, because it's not, for me, I'm not seeing the difference in the new guys. I'm seeing a new group who is completely wholeheartedly bought in. A returning group who is also bought in, but it's just like something is off.
Yeah, that's what Tosh said. Something is off. Basically,
something is off. You're just not even seeing people play and do things like they did last year.
Yeah.
Something.
I don't know what it is. It's interesting. Something is off. Definitely, it's not the same team that we saw last year. Just because, like, just what Coach Quinn was talking about with the turnover margin. This team wasn't turning the football over. Now, granted, we weren't creating turnovers like that last year, like consistently, but we were a team that were safe with the we were safe with the football.
Absolutely.
And now we're not safe with the football and we're not creating turnovers. So now we're just a different team. Period. This team is different, but like again, it is. I think it's natural. I'm gonna be real. I'm speaking just in terms of human instincts. I think it is natural when anybody is talking about you, like, oh yeah, we got to worry about. For instance, I'll get an example. It's not throwing anybody under the bus. We got to worry about this dude's contract in 3-4 years because he's supposed to get like this crazy amount of money because he's one of them. Or you're talking about a coach who could be leaving your team next season, to be a head coach somewhere. All of this stuff does matter. Because you're that good. Like all of that stuff, and everyone's talking about said player or this player as like the next coming or this, that, and the other, or whatever. Like this team's on multiple primetime games now, right? Because they're a hot ticket to see now. Like naturally, for a lot of people, and I want to say a high percentage, definitely over 50%, a lot of people are going to kind of feel themselves. Like that's
whether it's intentionally or not.
There you go. Whether it's intentionally or not.
And that's what I kind of think. If that is the case for them, I don't think it's intentional at all. Like these dudes are amazing. With me, I can't speak for everybody in the media, but for the most part, I see them be amazing with everybody. But I know with me, like professionals, respect my work, respect the, my knowledge. I might laugh and joke and, say, you're making me look smart. They be like, no, Candi, you are smart. Like you're smart. That's I appreciate that. And we build that respect when I don't agree, when things don't go well, I can have a conversation in a respectful way where they can tell me what's real or just give me another perspective, if that makes sense, because they're not necessarily confirm or deny whether what I'm saying is real or not. They will just give me a different perspective. We can have that conversation like professionals and adults, and they respect my craft. They show a lot of love to Bowie TV, and just what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? They'll peep when I'm speaking at Bowie Stage or speaking somewhere like, yo, that's what's up. I saw you was out on the stage. Like they're a great group of human beings. And so it's not, I don't know. It's something, again, I could be looking way too deep into it with even the coin toss thing. You know how disrespectful that is?
Yeah.
Are you already jaded? Like, oh, here we go. I don't know. But they got to figure that out. And they got to, it's just different. It's different.
It is different, and it's just they don't have the same aura.
That's the same swag on game day.
Or
That's
the
the
confidence.
same swag of nobody can beat us.
Yeah, exactly.
Even when you were like the 4-13 team.
Yeah.
Whatever. And it's just I'm not sure. Now, could the injuries have hurt them?
It's possible. I mean, definitely.
Let me say a little bit. Dietrich absolutely got to hurt. Will Harris, Austin Eckler, like when one of your Warriors goes down, they did not experience that last year, except for one person. They didn't experience losing their breath. They didn't experience, and that with Dorrance, that stung me. I was like, and when I was going to hit you up earlier. And I was gonna be like, well, I think I need to lay down for a minute. This Doris Armstrong news messed me up a little bit. I'm trying to catch these people, but this is I don't know what this is gonna look like.
I will say this though, like that definitely hurts because he's been playing fantastic football. But and this is not, I'm being real. This is just, it is what it is. It's all about, you gotta look at common denominators who's not in the building going through the struggles. And we always put like pressure on Jayden to be one of the leaders, and he's still young, this second year, like to lead a grown man, like it's different. They're missing one of their big leaders though. That's a thing to me. Like on the field, it's good to having people in the building. Or they're
Terry,
17, like that he uplifts that team. Like that's a big, like that plays a part too. Like that plays a big part with having that guy on the field, because we've seen it. Like you see it within the fan base when he's on the field, and you see how that gets their energy up, but also the team. Like I've seen it from a distance watching him on TV. When Terry makes a play, it just does something to that team.
I mean, everybody got to keep it honest. I've been saying it. I said when 5 comes alive, they react.
Yeah.
And that's probably been one of my concerns to your point, is how much do you put on him?
Yeah.
Because that is a heavy, I appreciate anybody saying, when I asked about Jayden, how he was doing, hey, let's be for real. Anybody who has loved someone, anybody in your life, you have lost someone that you love, grief is a mother.
Oh, like this dude. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
And I'm not saying that has anything to do with it, but I know that you wear a heavy crown in this environment. That's what I think RG3 was right about. In this market, even what we're doing, this is heavy, but it is not what Jayden is doing.
No, it's heavy.
Whoa, and it's just everybody around you is dropping like flies. Now, even you who really never did deal with injuries, now you dealing with your own set of injuries.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, ooh, because it feels different. It looks different. And I will always say, even though everybody was good and I knew everybody understood it, 17 not being out there with them, to your point all summer, that's part of the brotherhood.
Yeah.
And the brotherhood is the brotherhood. And hey, it's the honeymoon is over.
Yeah, and then not having him on actual game.
And going back to, I think I saw a question and somebody asked, I think it was something about, and you might have started.
I started about
the coach staff. Hey, listen, these folks all made a decision to come back. Many coaches, not just Cliff, not just Coach Blau, had opportunities to go elsewhere, and they made a decision to stay put. For a common goal. And once people start dropping, that's a part of your common goal that's going away. And that's the truth. Like, that's the truth, you guys. Because even if you three, I saw a comment that said you 3 wide receivers down, you 3 defensive ends down. It's no way. I mean, hey, listen, you gas me all day, but I'm gonna keep it. But there's no way you think you're gonna have the same product. Down 3 wide receivers in 3.
He agrees. Yeah.
It's just come on. Like, it's and other things in, so the adversity had to come at some point because it was too kumbaya. It was too good to be true. Let's just keep it real.
Yeah,
so whatever keeps them together is whatever got them there is what they're going to have to establish and get it back to keep them there.
Well, yeah,
unravel quickly.
And I didn't want to ask you this question too, because I think you're talking about like a family, a close knit group. How much we could talk about, this squad, but last year's squad, how much has an impact has been? How much of an impact has it been, for like losing like Chin, losing De'Ami Brown, losing Olamide Zacchaeus, losing all of these dudes? I mean, I guess you can throw Fowler in there. Fowler, all of these dudes who helped you win and kind of created that brotherhood, and they're not in your locker room, and then to flip up with a bunch of new guys, you just felt like you can just replace the other individuals. Like, how has that changed some of what we're seeing? Is that a cause of what we're seeing?
I mean, you all
currently?
saw, if you all hopefully are subscribed to Bowie TV and following Bowie TV, you saw how much they were all around OZ. Everybody.
Yeah.
Because he was definitely one of the popular kids in school. That's what I can tell you. One of the cool kids in school.
Yeah.
But they all cool kids in school. But you know, there's some people in there everybody rock with, and he was definitely one. But what I want to say though is, I'm gonna be like, yes, but they had that same relationship. I mean, the Debo cool kid in school.
Yeah, I'm just saying this in general.
School,
like,
you know what I mean? Like they're just a good group of people. They're just a welcoming. Come on in, and as long as you're good to them, they're gonna be good to you. And they've all been, I mean, the way Laramie is around there, Laramie's a staple in there now, the way they are with Trey and Josh, and of course Bill, and Jalen, Kane, they're good. They're good. And so I think maybe the injuries is hitting them, is punching them in the mouth, and it's hard for everybody to adjust when your plan was a certain way, which isn't good. Let me be clear.
Yeah.
Because then but time on task with who you have, and let's go. Because at some point you can't keep talking about how many people you don't have. What are you going to do with what you do have? And some of it isn't so much about not having those players. It's still about how they're losing, because of the people that are there. This still just looks bad, and I just don't recognize it.
It does look bad. I want to go back to like the actual game in terms of like, again, you were there. I do want to make sure folks get the intel about in terms of like the behind the scenes, the locker room. How did the players respond to the this loss after like the game? Like, what was last week you were like that? It was more. You said last on Monday was more sadness, right? I believe that's the term you used. What was yesterday like then for the players? Sadness.
I ended up just going back and sitting in the for a moment, sitting in the press conference room and waiting for Coach Quinn.
Okay.
Because I wasn't missing Coach Quinn.
Got you.
But when Marcus came in, I did leave out. No shade to Marcus. Everybody knows who Marcus. But that's when I went back to the locker room, because it was quiet. You can hear pin drop. I know that Deron did talk, Deron Payne. So you may have seen that content on some of my colleagues' pages. Deron Payne did talk to the media quite a bit. I know Marshawn did as well, but not as much. Marshawn's is, not going to talk to the media publicly in that way.
We shouldn't, and that's what he shouldn't.
And so it was, a lot. So maybe some other people got some stuff, but I know Deron was one. I think that was one of the questions you had. And I don't know if you want to jump to your. I had some other. I don't know if we want to do any more clips, so we just go to questions. We've been on here. Dang, we about to beat our time from last week.
No. I mean, the questions I had, like you tackled a lot of them, but I do want to ask about the leader. I will ask you about the leadership in the locker room, because.
What you have?
Oh,
we talked about this.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
Yeah,
and so now basically, this is what we're talking about right now.
Right now, yeah.
Okay, yeah. It was sad. I don't think anybody knows what's going on right now.
Come try, because because I lost like that against like the Dallas Cowboys. One, I was all right. I was annoyed yesterday, but I'm better now. But I lost against the Cowboys and their defense, and just the way that because I'm like you, winning wasn't a thing for me. Like, it wasn't about winning, like that what pissed me off. It wasn't about losing that pissed me off. That's not what pissed me off. it was more of the way they lost and the way they just got like their lunch money taken from them. That's what kind of bothered me.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of interested. So when you say sadness, like it's like I can see that, but I would think it'd be a bunch of like real frustration. Like, or was there a situation? Well, you said you didn't see it, but did you hear? And you don't have to say it at all. If you don't have to say it. But was like, or I'll say this. I'll phrase it this way. Do you feel like leadership? Like the vets in the locker room, because you've been around these individuals. I'm talking about like the Bobby Wagners, the Zach Ertz, Von Miller, Laramie Tunsil. They're going to speak up in the locker room to say, all right, we got to get our stuff together. We got to buckle down.
I think they are.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, because that's just what they do.
Okay.
Both of them are such interesting, people and fantastic individuals, because it's not like the loud yelling. Game day, you're going to see different ones of the players, because, the captains will get hype or do all that. And everybody will get active in different conversations and getting ready for the game. It was all new. So a lot of what I did was just sit back and observe.
Of course, yeah.
After losses, I would see some of the leaders talking to players, right? But they didn't lose that much last year. When you put it in the grand scheme of things, they didn't lose all that much. Maybe not after the first one, not after the Ravens. I probably saw a bit more conversation happening after the Dallas loss last year. Northwest.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately after the game is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, I got you.
What I will say is that some of those leaders were definitely the very last ones in the locker room yesterday.
Got you. This is interesting. Like I want to kind of read this one. I didn't know this was happening. This is a comment. I feel terrible when JD5 ultimately had to turn off his comments off on social media. I'll never understand personally attacking players as if that does any good. It's so selfish. He had to turn off his social media comments. That's wild.
It's bad. I mean, hey, listen.
On Jayden had like, why would people be going? That's wild. Why would people be negative to Jayden Daniels? That's crazy. Don't get me started.
Yeah, do what you can. I mean, and to be fair, that was definitely something that Coach Witt even talked about, right? I mean, and to also be fair, I'm not gonna say who it was or anything of the sort, but definitely I've gotten some advice from people, and I'll just say on the inside that was like, you might want to stop. You might want to get off social media, or you might need to post what you post and leave. Like, don't get back up there because.
Well, social media it's
wow.
A nasty world. It's a nasty world. It's a nasty world.
And I was just like, now if you gonna tell me, I can probably get off. That's like, okay.
Yeah.
I need to take advice though in certain situations. You gotta do what you gotta do for your job.
Exactly. For your profession. You gotta do what you gotta do for your profession.
Because
interesting. People are don't get me started on people.
It's getting bad. It's getting bad now. I mean, I get memes and stuff, be funny, but people be really getting those tags and they tagging all the time. And so I know that could be
that's horrible. We got Deluxe says, how are the really new? Sorry, damn, I'm getting a lot of these comments coming at the same time. How are the really new guys fitting in? Chosen, Miller, Smith, etc. Well, all of with all the injuries, there are a bunch of players that weren't in camp.
Hey, Preston Smith be with the players. He be there all the time. He's a vet, so he in there, but he's with his guys. They respect these guys so much, and Chosen as well. They're just a part of the locker room. You never really see anybody by themselves unless they are just decompressing after practice. But
are fans coming? Yeah, I'm with you. Are fans coming at Jayden, or like the ops are coming at Jayden? That's different. Are Commander fans coming at Jayden?
Boom.
Commander fans are coming at Jayden? That's
mean,
crazy.
his
That's
mother, his
crazy.
mother posted, but she
I
posted.
saw that. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
posted, but she posted for a reason. She said what she said.
Oh, interesting. That's interesting.
So
Yeah, people, these folks are that this is the whole that I have a lot of issues with a lot of people. All right, so yes, yep. So yeah, it's more call, yep. So-called fans, yep. So-called fans, crazy. Yeah, those are the type of people I feel like they want your downfall regardless. They never wanted him anyway. That's how I look at it. If they're doing that, they've been waiting for their moment. People don't turn on you unless they're waiting for your downfall. I mean, the majority of people. That I will say. Yeah, I think young fans are coming at Jayden. I'm 61, so yeah, it got to be
I
them.
don't know if it's a situation where people are out here betting and losing. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I don't know. That's like nasty work on the highest level, on such the highest level. So,
Somebody, you almost caught a stray with me around one day, and I was like, hey, "Wait a minute, now, am I gonna get in trouble?" I was like, "If I do this, you gonna get me out of this jam?" Like, am I potential back? But that's what people be like. Don't you might need to just log off.
So I'm gonna ask you. I will ask you this question. So what? Because it's all about Candi using your clues.
Yeah.
What can be a clue for us to see that Washington is going to turn this thing around? Like, I don't even want to look. I'm not even talking about in game. I'm talking about before the game. I'm talking about like maybe the energy, something like if you see something person, you'd be like, okay, they may be different this week. What will be something that we need to be paying attention to?
I don't know, because see, they're such a laid back, fun loving group that, I mean, they would be in there like you would think it's like turn up time and turn up music, and it's like, no, they just in here like playing Luther Vandross. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson. The music rotation be a little different sometimes. And so it's I don't know. I don't know. And I feel like I wouldn't know until I see it on game day.
Got you.
It's different. I don't know. And I'm being honest. I'm not gonna try to make up anything.
No, I got you.
On something. So I would really be having to use my clues as the week goes on and having some conversations, because I really it'd be good to really understand where they are right now, because now you just not losing football games. You getting beat.
You getting beat. Demonique M has a comment. Says, Candi, I know DQ was pissed after the game. How did you interpret his response to your question today about making changes?
Oh, that might have been the one yesterday, because today's presser I didn't get a chance to ask any questions.
Now, I guess he's saying how do you think? It was yesterday, but how did you think it's kind of played on to today? Like during his presser today, did they answer any? Okay.
I mean, no.
Do you feel like that energy turned over to like this presser? I know you didn't answer the question, but like, did it turn over to this?
I mean, I think he really had to go to a meeting, so I was like, "Oh, y'all want to ask me? You don't ask me." But
I'm sorry. He's okay. They thought it was today. Okay,
right. It was after the game. It was after the game, and so he said everything. Well, because even when I asked that question, right, he still said everything. He's gonna get to he needs some answers. He's gonna get to it.
So I do have a question for you. Because since it was a blowout, so it's different. Do you think Quan and Lattimore really got benched?
Yes.
You think they got benched? You don't think they're gonna be starting next against the Chiefs?
I don't know. I mean, but see, this is a big week, because this is a big week. From all the things that you're asking me, I think that's the fact-finding mission.
Yeah, for real.
That is the fact-finding mission for this week.
Yeah.
Because you're already down with bad news with Dawn.
Yeah. That's wild. Okay.
So, but this is a very important week. And Coach Quinn said it so many times. We have 8 days to get this figured out. We got 8 days to get it figured out. And I mean, it almost hurt me the way that those deep breaths he was taking during him trying to respond and just trying to hold it together. And I'm like, ooh. I meant to say this earlier. I don't like bringing up old stuff, but I do because it's part of using your clues. Hey, listen, there's some things we saw in preseason. It may not have been started.
I agree.
But that New England preseason game,
I said, yep. I'm glad you said
this stuff is what is.
What about even scrimmage though? What about even scrimmage? Right? Is some of the stuff that was happening in scrimmage?
Well, yes, because remember I kept saying
I know.
When the defense was on point, Jayden and the offense did struggle.
Yeah,
they did. But remember, even then they were without Terry and Noah. Sam Cosmi. So this goes back to they just haven't been at full strength.
Yeah. So Deluxe has a this. I think this is pretty cool. He says, use your clues has become a common expression in my life. Works on so many levels.
Listen. It started out as a joke because if I would, I'm just going to. It started out as a joke because I sometimes, they know this about me. I don't do well with people who I feel like aren't smart or they're not using their brain. So I would be like, just use your brain. Put your thinking cap on. Like they tell you in kindergarten. They tell you in kindergarten to put your thinking cap on. That means to use your brain. And I think it might have been my mother. Somebody was like, isn't that kind of mean? And I'm like, use their brain? And when they told us that when we were kids. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Think. Just think. And I was like, you know what? You can take the clues around you and I said, you know what? It's use your clues.
Yeah, it works, man.
I don't know if it's condescending or rude or whatever, but I do want people to use their brain. Sometimes the clues aren't as evident. This is why I rely so heavily on press conferences and the content that's coming out of press conferences to help you shape questions. And then I bring things back up to coaches and players. This is what this person said. This is what they said they told you. This is where are we now? This is an interesting week. This is a very interesting week. So I don't know. And in terms of the clues on game day, I just want to, it's in there somewhere because I felt a glimpse of it in LA. It's that same feeling I got watching them when they were playing the Bengals.
Yeah. LA, that's not LA. I got those vibes at the LA game. I
saw it was there. It was there.
I saw it too.
It was there. But I thought it was going to stay there.
Yeah, it just didn't. I agree with you.
It's like it comes and then it just goes. And it's a vibe, y'all. And I know it's kind of like, what is she even talking about? Because it's hard to.
No, I think you're accurate. You're right.
You see glimpses of it. Like I talked about that complimentary football series, the Percy Butler play, the Deron safety, this Deron huge play that led to the safety, the touchdown. It's a move. It's a thing. They just can't keep it.
No, I totally agree.
I don't know. I might have to get even into the minutia of, okay, so when this would happen last year, then what did you do? It's like, I'm not trying to be superstitious. It's like, what did you do then? Then what did you say? Then what did you do? What did you do then?
Yeah. It's like, it's interesting. It's weird because again, it's like, I know what you're saying because they don't, that vibe was different. That vibe was different.
And I don't like, you always using it, dating analogies or relationship analogies. I'm like, but I feel like they work. It's like whatever you did to get the person, you need to do to keep it.
Yeah. Facts.
Understanding that you're down a few people, but that energy levels got to still be there.
Yeah.
The hype committee got to still be present. So,
Dandon has a question for you. Says, Candi, do you see the Commanders giving Johnny Newton more playing time with Dorrance Armstrong out for the season? They should have him as a starter. I think Johnny should. I think Drazan should play more. That's actually been my complaint.
He play some more now because he got to.
Yeah, I think Drazan needs to play more. And I like this, and I would like to see Drazan to play more on third downs. But that's me personally. I've been complaining about it. You drafted this dude in the second round for a particular reason. Like, come on, he's good too. He was really good in college coming in, and he showed flashes last year. It's time to get let's start progressing this kid. Like, don't dog walk him, progress this kid, because I think he has a lot of ability. And he's actually healthy. Last year he wasn't healthy. This year he's healthy.
He is. I totally agree. It's like, with the folks that are there, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Because it still has to look a certain way, right? Because right now you're still not dealing in a situation where you're seeing the play style and the identity and all of that. But sometimes the scheming is an issue for me too.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Offensively, I'm always saying, why they not running the ball? Why they not doing this? And defensively, it's like, why are the linebackers still in coverage? Or, I think we talked about this. You can do 3 linebacker sets.
Yeah, we talked about this on the previous.
We talked about that so many times. You do not have to take Bobby Wagner out in order to have Jordan McGee in.
Oh, Lisa has a comment. Oh, Lisa, look at the super chat. Thanks, Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Lisa.
He says, I know you already spoke about this, but what happened to running back by committee for whichever one had the hot hand? Because clearly J Mac and C-Rod had the hot hand, and it was a lot of it was a lot of stuff yesterday, though. Yeah, I agree with that. And I let Candi go. I thought J Mac and C-Rod were running well, but they didn't want to utilize him. You saw what they did when they got the opportunity. Candi?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was almost like, hey, you could use J Mac as a fullback and have 2 running backs back there. You could do a lot. Make them anybody run except for Jayden. At this point. So it's just like, and with Cosme back, but the continued injuries to receiver, and I'm gonna go back to, you're talking about Johnny Newton. You got to figure out what is going on with Ben Sinnott. We got to figure out what's going on there.
Well, he was on all right. He was all right though, right? What happened to you? Hurt?
I mean, no, he's not hurt at all.
He's been a good blocker of late. So I've kind of yeah. As a blocker, he's been decent. Ben Sinnott is a dude I actually liked in college. I liked him in Kansas State. I did. I thought he'd be. I would like Cliff to utilize him a little bit more, though, a little bit better, and I think he has a lot to offer.
It's interesting because Coach Kingsbury's even said that John Bates would do more, but he actually prefers blocking. I mean, but he's a blocking tight end.
He said John Bates can do more.
Yeah.
Has you not seen John Bates drop passes?
Right, but he still feels he also, the blocking tight end. I mean, he's phenomenal at it.
He's great at blocking, man. He's an amazing blocker. I see it.
That's why I'm like, okay, because at some point, it's almost like the same. At some point, Ben and Ben Sinnott and Zach Ertz's gonna have to, share there a bit.
Here, is Kinlaw going to see a lot of time at DN?
Yeah, I was actually shocked by the defensive line snap count yesterday.
Were you? What was surprising? I
thought it was low.
I checked out.
They were taking them. Yeah. You said you saw it?
I checked out. I ain't see it. I checked out.
Oh.
They made me they really pissed me off. I checked out.
I mean, and I see this comment here about with Lufu. We talked about this. I said Frankie B with the defensive end, so you got to use him there now and get Jordan. Jordan is fast.
Yeah. Said down. George, what's up, George? Says down this many wide receivers. We ought to run more tight end, 2 tight end and 3 tight end sets. Yeah, probably so.
I mean, you can do it all. You still got some things you could do, creatively speaking, that we have not necessarily seen yet.
Yes, you definitely could. I think everything's on the table though, going into the next game.
Oh, this week
everything's on the table.
Coach Quinn literally, when he said they looked at everything. Everything.
Like he be dropping passes, man. I'm sorry, but I like Bates. He's a great blocker though. Yeah. He be dropping passes. He be fumbling too sometimes too. He fumbles too. I ain't gonna lie. He do. It's okay to fumble and drop passes. Like it was. Oh, here's a George. Did you? I'm not reading that, man. I don't got to, I'm not doing no Luke Scott. I'm not doing no Luke McCaffrey.
I know we like over.
Yeah. Would you want some clips you want to play real quick before we
play some clips? Let's see if he's more Okay, we kind of talked about this.
Yeah, we covered all the questions. We pretty much covered the questions. Mm-hmm. We talked about that.
We talked about that. And this is some more questions I think I got in from what's getting the team from starting faster, preparation. I don't know. What we talked about this too.
I don't know what they can do. I don't know what they can do to like I think how to start fast. I think one maybe and I said someone said this to me. I think maybe if they win the coin toss, they should get the ball first. And just try to score quick first.
That's
rather than what they rather than defer, because I feel like, and someone said this, and I kind of agree. Our defense is a front running defense. They're not good with chasing.
Yeah, so, I mean they did such a great job last year at control.
Last year, they did.
It was like it was okay because they would do the thing where they would score before the half and then they get the ball back. That's what we're used to, but they're not doing that anymore. So they gotta figure that out. How is Adams' first draft class doing? I mean, well, you gotta think about that, right? Dominique was released. Javonte is on IR. We just talked about Ben Sinnott. I do think Jordan McGee has proven that he can be on the field, and I think you'll see a bit more of that with the defensive end situation going on. You might see Frankie coming off the edge a bit more. We've seen some attempts at a 3 linebacker set, so it can work. How it will work over a 60-minute football game, we don't know. Luke is doing a good job, and I think Jayden is doing a good job too. Jayden has been injured. Jayden has been dealing with the injury, and Jayden has had a lot of movement on this offense, y'all.
Yeah,
he's just had.
I think with Jayden, I'll say this: I feel like anything, there is. I mean, I'm not gonna there is slight regression. But I think that there's the circumstances kind of help hinder, they add to that. And there's nothing wrong. When I say regression, everybody looks at regression as like, oh, nah, it ain't a bad thing. There's what the NFL is a tough league. All right, it's not easy, and his regression isn't a regression of he looks bad out there or whatever. It's regression compared to 2024. 2024 was a totally different animal.
Yeah,
a regression for him is still pretty good compared to another quarterback. But yeah, I'm sorry.
You saw some moments last year where he and even Terry, right, where it was hot.
Yeah,
and it was not.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just would switch, right?
Yeah,
you would see it with OZ, you would see it and now it's just like he may not even know the receiver's teammate name all the way.
He may not.
And he's trying to get out there.
For real.
Even the movements on offensive line. I mean, let's be clear. The changes at right guard, the changes at left guard.
Yeah.
This stuff matters. Remember when John Bates went out? It's this stuff. It does matter to just maneuvering. Even B-Rob leaving. You got a completely different body type, and who you passing it off to B-Rob and what you're used to. It's different, guys. It's different. And I've even had to really think through exactly what I just shared with you all, right? I was trying to think through where were all the moments in time after he's gotten all these reps with these players, and then it changed, and then it shifted, or the change from Austin, right? Even Austin Eckler having to go out. And it's a lot of moving parts for a second year quarterback. And I think he's still done well, but his own injuries
have kind of hindered that. Yeah.
Own injuries, as well as the lack of time on task with a full offensive unit, you're just not gonna see the progression at the rate we all wish. I think every single group wish could have been there. I just don't think that's really possible. Oh, but I think going back to this, okay, Brandon Coley has been inactive again.
Yeah, there you go.
Mikey Samerstill, I think, remember I asked a few weeks ago about him going back to the outside, changing some things up with him. So I'm just, putting all that out there. I don't know if it's underperforming or what it is.
Yeah, I want to answer this question because I think it's a good point. Yeah, this is fair. This is a fair statement. I think it's a fair statement. When I say the games that I've watched him with a full roster, I thought the Packers game wasn't his best game, and
He ended up getting hurt that game.
Yeah, hurt that game. And also like the Giants game from the second half, like he was missing some throws. But yeah, you're right. And like I'm not gonna. It's hard to measure it out. That's what I'm saying. Like even like I get that. Even with like the injuries that they're playing a part. Like yeah, he's not been like. It's hard to really grade that out. But I'm just saying like the certain passes, like the pass. You watch the passes in the Cowboys game. And you're right, missing those wide receivers, but then also missing the throws that he typically makes, though. You know what I mean? Like
for
he
sure.
had missed a lot of guys. He missed guys open. And that's what I'm talking about.
People were open.
I'm not talking about
Absolutely.
I'm not talking about the overall production on the field of like stats. What I'm just talking about certain throws. Like Jayden doesn't miss that throw. He's starting to miss the throws that we didn't see him miss last year. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I feel you.
There's definitely some misses there, and he'll say that. He'll tell you that. So
I feel you.
It's just time of possession was so critical.
Like Deluxe said, that too.
And mistake-free football. We're not seeing so far that protection of the football. The turnover margin is still way too high.
Yeah, I want to ask you this too, like what? Because I kind of this is the thing that eventually my brother mentioned this, and somebody's mentioned this now. Phil is mentioning this now. Jayden going under center because he's always in shotgun. Like, is that a thing? Like him being under center eventually, because he's always in shotgun, and then he's pretty much when you're like under center, you're not as predictable to certain folks. Like,
well, I mean, I think that goes back to everything that Coach Quinn is. I mean, everything needs to be evaluated. Literally, everything needs to be questioned because it needs to be. That's part of it, right? That's part of scheme.
Yeah.
Why does everybody know what you will do?
Yeah. Just like,
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It is because that's a good question, Phil. Because I just had this discussion. I had that discussion with my brother.
I think we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about leadership. Yeah.
I don't know the answer to this question.
I'm gonna say, what's the immediate?
Well, I'm laughing
today. Oh, I mean, I got this is the thing. I can.
You got to get to the quarterback. You got to get to the quarterback, and they're just not winning the line of scrimmage enough. They're just not.
And I'll say this too, even that situation with Coach Witt, and like he's gonna have to find a good blend of bringing pressure and playing coverage, and he's gonna have to understand that because you understand that mix, and he's got to kind of play chess out there, and that's what he's gonna have to be like. If I have to say anything, what he's gonna, because if it is what people are saying, if it's the talent, it's the person. If it's the personnel, that's what we're gonna go with, and I'm gonna tell folks right now, as a guy who coaches basketball or in coaching realm, and I coach basketball. Like I always feel like my goal is to always put players in the right position to be successful.
That's right.
Period. That's how I look at it. Period. Like, so that's my first take. And with his situation, so my vantage point is going to be totally different from anybody else's. Well, from not anybody, but for certain folks, he's going to have to figure out, how can I put this, if this piece can do this well, how can I take advantage of this person doing what he does well? Like, how can I take advantage of it? So if that is, this person is excellent against the run, but bad against the pass, I'm going to try my best to put this person out there on more run down plays. Obviously, there are going to be situations where people do play action, this, that, the other, that you're going to be stuck in, but I'm going to do my absolute best to prioritize you playing the run. Or if you're better at man coverage, I'm gonna play you with man coverage. I'm gonna take advantage of man press coverage. I'm gonna do what you do best. Because I've said this about Marshawn, regardless of what people think of Marshawn, like Marshawn is and I'm using Marshawn, and I'm gonna use Trey Amos. Trey Amos in college was a press corner, and he's good at playing press. You can see it, and he's just a good corner. But Marshawn, if you look at what he did in New Orleans, he was a press corner, like a real press corner. So If you're not doing that, you're not using Marshawn the best of his ability anyway. So
yeah, I mean,
oh, Paul said Joey doesn't use. Oh, come on, Paul. Oh man,
it'd be hard, man. It'd be hard. And then like yesterday, and sometimes, yesterday, because I was ready. I was on my own set of demon time. All right, let's get in here. Let's get it. I got questions. Let's go. And then you see people who are used to me still trying to be like, myself after that. And I'm like,
can't be after that, man. After
get
that
me
is
out of
different.
here. Because I was like, I'm going in there because now everybody thinking I'm like gonna be like, what was that? And
After
I mean,
that,
a couple times that I've allowed myself to be like whispering, like, what's that?
I know that was disrespectful to all football fans and people covering the team.
But that I was like, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to talk to anybody. I'm gonna go. I need to talk to coach. And so
you did.
And I did. And I did. And so I was like, it's too many sad faces, and I'm not going to be sad with you. It's like you got in trouble at school today, and you, I don't hear it. And so it was, because I used to do a thing last year where it would be like, and remember, Coach said something about this, and I know I was one of the people he talked about. We laughed about it later, and he was like, people were like, "Oh, you'll get him next time," and he's like, "Screw you! I don't want to get him next time. I want to get him today." And later on, I was like, "Coach, dang, you had to throw me under the bus like that, man," because I know I was one of those people. And he laughed so hard. He was like, "You were one of those people." He was like, "But that's not what I was talking about in that moment." He was like, "But you're right. You were definitely coming around with the sad puppy dog stories to everybody, like, oh, you still played an amazing game. Nobody wants to hear that, Candi." And now I'm like, and guess what? I don't want to hear. We all don't want to hear it. So I don't know. I wish
it's a tough one there, but
you know what? It's crazy. Paul said that because just last night when we got back, we watched Lake Lewis, Darrell Owens, who's the videographer, photographer with
great guy
and legacy maker, amazing person. So all the great video and photo content y'all see from Bowie TV, that is Darrell Owens. So give him a shout out. But I said it. I said the 49ers going to win this game against the Falcons, and everybody knows how beat up they are. And I was like, they're going to be like, no excuses. And when they back, they're going to be like, no excuses.
And look how they did it, though.
Look how they did it.
They stopped their offense.
They sure did.
They don't got their best linebacker either.
They ain't got a lot of people.
And they did it. Don't.
I'm a friend one advocate. I don't like to say fan. I'm an advocate.
Yeah.
They want an advocate. Oh my!
And they got look.
And I was like, dang.
They losing both. They don't got Bosa either.
They ain't got Bosa. They don't have Fred Warner.
And they were able to shut that offense down, though, right? I ain't saying nothing. That's when people say personnel. I kind of like walk around.
I already knew.
I be walking around, man.
But a lot of what they did, though, we've been said they got to Michael Penix. They got to Michael Penix, and they were also taking turnovers.
Because they know what? Because Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh is one of them. It's one of them.
It's the depth thing for me. And remember going back to preseason, the Ravens Commanders thing. It was, we know the Ravens aren't having a great of a season right now. So, I don't know how valid this is from both perspectives, but they talked about all, Karita talked about all the depth in Baltimore, but I said, they don't have that.
Well, the Ravens depth ain't,
we don't know.
They do. They defense ain't.
And I had my own version of a meltdown because it's different, and this, Wole, as a content creator and as a television president and producer, I have to manage all these analytics.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's always got to make sense. And so we have a lot of emphasis on NFL content, rightfully so. But a lot of what happens is based on the success of the teams.
Yeah, of course.
The reality is, and truth be told, even on the Commanders' worst day, you're not gonna get as much from the Wizards. You're just not.
Oh, no.
You're just not.
Guaranteed.
So it's just that. Oh, yesterday I was like, all right, because I had to go into business mode. Like now I gotta.
Oh, no.
This ain't even about who you like and who you cool with. You don't worry about your feelings. I gotta do business.
Yeah. Oh no, Billy, he ain't out for the year. Daniels be good. Same. It's a hamstring.
Oh no.
No.
He tonight. What? No, he's definitely not out for
Right. Hamstring.
That was the good news. The bad news today was Dorrance Armstrong.
Yeah, Billy.
Out for the year.
Yeah, he out for the year.
Jaden's thing is short term.
Yeah.
And hey, and my heart goes out to Marcus Mariota. Everybody knows how everybody just loves Marcus.
Yeah.
And Marcus is so amazing. I've got him on this show and others, my own, because we kind of collaborate. So on this show, I've been on everywhere singing Marcus Mariota's praises. He has been so phenomenal. And that pick, I was standing up there. I already had my arms crossed anyway. Yeah. And I was standing up there and I could see it. The sun started peeking through and he threw it. And I said, he think J Mac open and he's not. I said it just like that. And the other thing, I was like,
you can see the slow motion watching on TV. You knew what was happening.
Oh yeah, you could definitely see it. Right. So I think I need to watch because I've heard people tell me that I need to see Coach Quinn's face on the broadcast.
Yeah, he looked really
before the half, and I guess maybe the rest of it. People have also mentioned the way Marshall.
No, he looked defeated. Coach Quinn looked defeated. He was complaining. He was complaining about some of the calls. He was mad. Some of the calls are bad, but he was complaining about the calls. But you could see he's usually and it wasn't like he was on some extra stuff. But typically he does it. He's not that emotionally invested in some of that stuff. He actually has a stoic demeanor.
He's like very stoic. He doesn't wear it on his sleeve. He doesn't wear it on his sleeve at all.
But you could see it. You could see it on Sunday.
People, including him, has told me they can read my facial expressions. Yeah. So that's why when they lose, they kind of either avoid me or they just embrace it. Like they just lean into whatever negativity I'm going to bring, or whatever negative, or whatever welcoming demeanor I'm going to have. And my demeanor wasn't welcoming. I was like, they expected me to be like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm getting out of here. I got to go to the press conference.
Phil, we weren't getting calls in Dallas. I know that. I saw that.
Oh, not on homecoming weekend. I don't think a lot of people realize. I don't know if it's broadcast that it was Dallas Cowboys homecoming weekend.
No, you said it. You told me on
the list. I mean, any NFL fan or advocate would have gone crazy over the list of legends they had in the building yesterday.
Crazy.
Really nice. Jerry Jones going to lay out the red carpet for the legends, of course.
Michael Irvin's there, I'm guessing, right? Michael Irvin, he was there.
Oh, all the people was there. Everybody. I left the list. I left all that stuff.
Michael Irvin may be my favorite Cowboy.
I didn't want none of that.
Yeah, Michael Irvin may be and it's hard for me to say that.
The food and the hospitality.
The food was good.
Yeah, because remember I was kind of talking bad about SoFi. Wasn't I talking bad about SoFi on this show? When you and I on my show, I was talking bad about it. Which show was I on when I was talking bad about because Chargers? I don't want to bring up old stuff in that regard, but let me tell you, Dallas, they treat us well in Dallas. They are very, very kind. It's a nice establishment. I still think Atlanta has the best press box, but they can bring in some other things. There was no Max Crosby. And I think, and that's what I'm saying. I told y'all I can hold it together. Max brought me down. Max brought me down. I can hold it together.
Where we get the Max Crosby? Why we got Max Crosby? Hey, George, chill out.
Y'all are never gonna forget it. And guess what? And neither am I. Okay, I'm not gonna forget it either. And I tried to get it. So they brought it up. George just brought it up. I just was like, I can't believe it.
We got a Max Crosby reference.
Only certain
what are you doing?
Even Karita parts. Y'all know Karita. She comes on the show. TV, double
awesome.
Karita is even everybody now. I think because I'm around you all so much now, it's now parts of myself are starting to my personality, or it's just it surprises me too. Because and so certain things are starting to happen, and even Karita's I'm so surprised. There were also, you see how much I talk. There's certain situations. Maybe one day I'll tell you all about it. What situations those are, and I turn into a mute. I can't. And Karita's trying to hold the conversation, and she's like, "Why aren't you saying anything? What is going on now?" And I'd be like, "I can't do it. I cannot do it. I'd be like, you got to handle this. And she's like, what? Like, why aren't you talking? I can't speak. I can't. Tom Brady, he doesn't. I go the opposite way. When Tom Brady comes, nope, I'm gone. I'm out. Troy Aikman scared the crap out of me the other day. If I would have seen Troy Aikman coming, I would have left. I'd have darted out. But he walked right up and he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "Huh?"
Hey, Paul said, "Hey, you did that to Burks last week."
Who's that?
Burks, the receiver. You
Oh no.
I'm about to say, did you?
Okay.
What is he talking about?
So I had posted that I was out there because even John Brown responded back to me, and I was like, okay, this is gonna go the wrong way. But since we're on this show, I shouldn't tell this. Now this might be a trick of the trade, but he was returning kicks.
Oh, Burks was returning kicks. Gotcha.
I just said so. If y'all watching the show, then lucky you. Then now you know why I was standing there watching them, because that's an important point. Because Debo, I will tell you, I miss Debo on special teams now. I'm telling you, because there's a lot of these moments in special teams, and I'd be like, oh, Debo would have broke that. He would have scored a touchdown.
I know he would have.
He would have. And so it's like, okay.
He does though.
Yeah. So there's another person who's been back there consistently. Y'all, I told y'all a while back.
You told me last week. You told me. I mean, last pregame.
Another gem on you all. I dropped another gem, and he was back there. And at first, I didn't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at him with his helmet on, and I'm like, "Who is that?"
Yeah, false. It went the wrong way. Yeah,
he did. But I didn't. But then I was stuck. Because I was like, if I post this or tweet it, am I telling? Is this competitive advantage? What am I doing?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it would be. You're right. Yeah.
And so I'm like,
well, we'll see if he's active.
Yeah, I was like, who is that? And I was just like, that's not, because hey, I'm around these people. I know what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just like, who is? He's got to take his helmet off. As soon as he took his helmet, I was like, oh, duh, that's Trey Burks. Nobody else was over there. You know me. Once I drift off and start watching something, and now then I had to leave. Then it was over. Once I realized who it was like, oh, she tweeted, everybody go back inside.
All right, well, we are 2:35 in.
And I hope everybody who watched this.
It's dope though. I think they did. I think that this is dope. This has been dope. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Now we stuck. Now we gotta keep doing it, because who knows what's gonna happen on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, for real. We definitely doing the Monday thing. We definitely doing Monday to Tuesday.
We do the pregame, but then Tuesday, I don't know if you could do Tuesday. Wait, you do the Ravens on Tuesday. Maybe that's because that I don't know what's gonna happen.
I got two shows on Tuesday, actually. I got one at 7 with Ray, because we got to do something. And then I got Karita. No, the Ravens? I don't got the Ravens on. I don't have the Ravens, though.
Next Tuesday? Oh, we were.
No, I do. I do got next Tuesday.
We'll figure this out. This is what happens when you're live. Do you start having
what? I do got the Ravens. I'm thinking about this because they're in their bye. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I got to.
So we'll have to figure this out.
We'll figure it out. If I can't do it, I can't do it. If I can't do it, I can't do it.
We'll figure this out so we can do this again, because please subscribe to all the things.
Yeah.
I'm on site. Wole is he's in the streets.
I'm in the streets. I ain't on site. I'm in the streets. I ain't gonna
and that's fine.
I'm in the streets, dog. I'm in the streets, and I'm in the streets, and I'm getting the voice to. Yeah, I'm getting the voice of the voiceless. So I'm trying to get the voice of the voiceless, man. You already know.
And so everybody saw I'll move up the time. We'll figure it's either gonna be later or earlier. I don't know, because I don't know my travel schedule. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I can. I mean, if I'm still on shutdown mode, I can maybe be able to do it on like I can do it earlier.
But and this is now you all are really seeing how the sausage game works. This is live TV. This is how things happen live, and we're just being transparent at this point.
Yeah.
It's got to be after Coach Quinn's presser, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It'll be after. Yeah, it wouldn't be. It would be.
And now I really do have to go.
All right.
You made me realize what time it was.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
All right, have a good night, you all. Thank you all so much. Make sure you subscribe to Bowie TV and Urban Sports Scene. Bowie TV on Comcast channels 190 and 1097. Just follow me everywhere, you all, so you can keep up with me. I promise I'm not this crazy in real life.
No, she's cool. Paul suggesting time. My man saying 4:30. All right,
Oh
Paul.
my
We'll talk.
gosh.
I'll talk to you. We'll talk.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.
All right, bye.